my name's Andy Law. Welcome to LAWhammer. I'm really sticking with these short intros nowadays because we've had a Q&A, we've done a whole bunch of fun questions and answers for the patrons, and we've already been chatting for ages. We don't want to have long-winded intros anymore, as he just does a long-winded intro. That's my job. Right, so we're going to dive straight in with no XP at all, because we don't have everybody at the table, because we are doing a Tales episode today. Tales of Myth. Now, I will answer one question out there. Last week, we had a big Easter egg hunt. Can you find the Easter eggs? And the answer is, oh boy, yes, can you?
Oh.
Can we?
No. Can others? Yes.
Thank you, Discord.
I'm going to be picking that up next week because there are names that need to be named. Somebody went through that entire video and scoured it. Successfully.
We have the best.
Some of which, I will be blunt, were pretty hard to find given how they were worded and how they were woven into the general chat. I was particularly pleased with one of them, how I could manage to get Morrowind in without sounding at all like Morrowind. Meet you on the morrow, winding down something after. Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to spot that.
Oh, that wasn't meant to be easy. Everyone else did within a week. Holy cramolians.
Yeah, but they have
fast.
a pause and a rewind button.
And also once they'd hit on Skyrim, then it got easier.
Well,
we were just stabbing in the dark.
You were stabbing in the dark. It was funny. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing that next week when everybody's around the table and they get to have themselves a birthday bonus. But beyond that, before we get going, we've got a couple of things that we would like to start with. Number one is I'm going to pass over to both of you. One of you.
I'm ready to go.
You want to go? Okay, I'm going to pass over to the always beautiful Lindsay Law, who has something that she would like to discuss concerning a different stream that she was involved in. Traitor!
So last Wednesday, me and Sage and Andy Leask played a game of D&D that was live streamed but is now available on demand with Urban Arcane Games at Venue 13 in the Edinburgh Festival Fringe with climate change theatre action. And we will share the link, and please do go and buy it. Part of the money goes to a good cause, and if you want to see us play a completely different system, now is your chance.
And Lindsay still plays an elf.
And there's the opportunity to meet Caitlin, who played Dara.
Yeah, for me, that's a really nice thing, because Caitlin, who is going to be playing Dara the Dwarf, is the GM in that game. So if you want to see Caitlin strut her stuff, then do go watch that, pick it up. You can buy the, I believe, online ticket and watch it just now.
Yeah, you can watch it till the end of August.
Till the end of August, so...
And Caitlin has the most amazing hair that, like, if she had been playing a dwarf would have been proud of.
Oh,
Fabulous.
Yeah,
it was really good.
It was amazing.
She's a dwarf at heart.
She is.
cool. So that's that one. Well, I'll pass over to you now, since there's a nice little sidey way. You can do Inside the Rookery one.
All right, for Inside the Rookery that we agreed you were going to do.
Yeah,
okay,
the one I was going to do.
One.
I'm going to pass it to Andy.
So tomorrow...
Because I've already forgotten it. I have painkillers in me.
Tomorrow, we're Inside the Rookery is coming back after our little summer break, and we're welcoming Dougal, who is the owner of Ancient Robot Games, which is a game shop here in Edinburgh. But as well as just being a proprietor and a place to play games, he's also sort of set up what do you call it, like a game lab almost for like people to kind of develop their own games. So he's going to come on and talk about that kind of intersection and how that all works.
And he's also a podcast host.
Yes, he is.
And gaming.
And if you go on their Instagram, you can play Spot the Sage.
Are you often in their shop?
No,
Doing this in the background.
I played a mega game and I took some pictures, so
Of
I'm in the background.
It's the worst game ever. No one wants to play
And if you go there, you can find some stuff that's been signed. by Mr.
Oh,
Wall.
yeah. So you happen to be out there in Edinburgh. We might have signed some books that we were involved with over there. So, yeah, that was fun. I've forgotten about that. Yeah. Effectively, go buy from your local friendly game store.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, they're lovely down there. Okay, we good. I think we can just dive into this episode. Enter the Dragon. I'm interested to see where this one goes. Unlike some of our other side streams, there's no hidden crime or cultist or
Why are you
anything
pointing
else.
at me when you say cultist?
Because you just,
You
vibes.
Yeah.
There is nothing more than a situation. But that situation does have a very real outcome. And this is where we're going to do something that we haven't done often with our flashbacks. Our flashbacks have generally been there to provide extra context, to allow us to see what happened in the past and perhaps recontextualize what's happening in the current time. Take, for example, the Magnus Chambers, where they discussed the magic as a whole and whether it should be allowed to be legal. And in many respects, that mirrored what was happening in the current empire, where mutation and whether that should be allowed to be legal. And it made a lovely little counterpoint. This time, though, we're going to be using a flashback to do something a bit different. Our flashback this time is going to make a significant difference to the history of our empire. Because one of the great things with Warhammer, we often, when we're online, refer to your hammer, as in what your expression of Warhammer is. When you're playing at home, it can be anything. Because when you're playing at home, trust me, the game you play is not the game we play. And the game that everyone else is playing in their homes, even when they're trying to be perfect to the books, is not. Because there'll always be a book they missed or something they didn't like and they decided to ignore. Everybody plays your hammer. In this case, LAWhammer. That's why it's called LAWhammer. Because it's our version of what we're doing with, well, my one. I have control. My version of one version of what the Warhammer world can be. But that doesn't mean that I'm making all the choices. I'm not deciding it's going to be this. And in this instance, they're going to be making the choices. An event in the past is going to be determined by something that they do through the course of this particular episode. And it will have significant and potentially deep ramifications for what's happening with our glorious heroes, the Sturmjägers. Yeah, so that's going to be fun, right?
Depends how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, we all get to go.
Yes, Andy.
Yes.
We're good to go.
Ready when
Okay.
you are.
Right, episode 68.1. Enter the dragon. Luitpold is blind. Luitpold can't see. Revelatory, I know.
Water is
Who said
wet.
that?
And as
It's
the
not.
description of the great worm spins around our glorious heroes, he can't see it. What is this supposed dragon on this supposed illuminated script? Apparently it's got no wings. Apparently it's different. Apparently, Umi, as she talks in the background, recognize it as almost certainly being a Cathayan dragon. He's had many advantages about being blind. He can do things other people can't. He can see things other people can't see, as ridiculous as that word is to deploy here. He is aware in a way that he would never have been otherwise. But at moments like this, his deeply teeth grindingly frustrating, made all the worse by the fact he's in a cot, being yanked about from one place to the next in a way that's almost quite pride-denying. He's aware that many Sigmarites believe that pride is one of the biggest sins. Many of them purposefully shave their heads to try and make themselves appear as foolish as possible. Even though it may be a great twin-tailed comet with tufts out at either side, so the idea being to undermine their pride so that they are not pride-filled creatures. But it still stings a bit being dragged around. And while they're sitting there discussing stuff that is vaguely revelatory and he can't see it, he can't help but get slightly peeved. As Birdie drags him by, and Elric stomps past. He puts his hand out and just an almost sigh of what he doesn't get. There are so many holy words that he no longer has access to. A small part of him likes to imagine That's because they're not truly holy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
No pride.
No. I have no idea what you're referencing.
but like some holy, like he can read some holy books.
Yeah,
so
he can.
there is a difference.
Yeah.
You should get it tattooed on your forehead, so then you'll always have a book.
And his hand traces along the edges of the parchment, where apparently there is a coiled dragon-like creature. From everybody else's perspective, this is not an unknown outcome. And by this, I mean him shaking, twisting, curling, his body moving into shapes that look painful. They are. As a vision warps through his mind.
The belt in his mouth. The usual.
That's next week's episode.
Episode 69.
I think you're doing it wrong if there's a belt in the mouth.
Red sails. Great banded sails of red with coiled, sinuous markings designed into their front. The main vessel itself hoisting up strange heraldic flags is bigger than any ship that Reichdorf had ever encountered. In total, 14 ships. And as Haldoric makes his way across a palisade wall, looking out to it, his heart is thrumming at almost twice the pace that it normally would be. They had been ensconced in the great waters outside of Reichdorf for almost a full day. No ambassador had been sent. No one had attempted communication. They had just been there. There was a lot of discussion about invasion. Is that what this is? Is it something else? By Haldoric's count, there is at least 5,000 men, armed, shields lining against the sides of these great alien vessels. And some of them are tall, and their architecture is odd. And everything about it just looks alien and weird. But one thing had changed in Reichdorf in these last 15 years. It had become, and I'm going to use this word relatively lightly, civilized. In the last 15 years, several new buildings had been constructed. Walls were being put in place. Dwarves, by a significant number, have been working across not just Reichdorf, but also all of the Empire. Roads, old roads, were being repaved. The old dwarf road, connecting dwarven holds right into the heart of the Empire, up towards Middenheim, was being slowly but surely put back into place, mile by toiling mile. And Reichdorf itself was being built. It had stone walls now. Dwarves were constantly shouting a palace was being built for the new emperor. Haldoric didn't like it. He grew up surrounded by wood. He likes the wooden palisade. He likes the fort that sits beside the palisade. He likes looking from here. The wall that lies some 20 paces beyond it, erected just 10 years ago, he still feels uncomfortable with. That much stone in one place? Why? Just why? It seems like one enormous waste. He's been speaking to a lot of dwarves. He's speaking like that. He gets annoyed with himself. Big long beard. Folds his arms. Gets down from his ladder. And at the bottom, there is a dwarf. He scratches at his head and looks at him. This dwarf has big, long braids hanging from his head down to either side, like so. He looks down and nods in your direction and goes, "All right, goes on here." He says, we should be taking you in.
Right, so?
Shakes his head. Who do you think they are? He says, I mean, do you think they really are?
No clue.
He says, oh, I've been getting a name. It's been coming to me again and again. Here, this way, as he makes his way past the wooden palisade through a gate into a small area of stone houses. This is the small stonemason's quarter that have been built by the dwarves. Small. It's not that small. 15 years worth of toil have created what amounts to bigger than Reichdorf worth of dwarf city. There are more dwarves in Reichdorf at the moment than there are humans. And this has become the center of human population. They are coming in from all sides to swear fealty to their new emperor, to meet their new emperor, to discuss what's going to happen with the great Reich Basin. Ulrich's hunting grounds is a very common phrase that you hear because they believe that they own Ulrich's hunting grounds. It is theirs, and Ulrich's hunting grounds are bound by the mountains. Mountains to the south, moving off towards the east, and then just going right up into the north. And it's fair to say that in the time you've been here, humans are, you've concluded, warlike. They're belligerent by nature, and they are also controlling. They like to own stuff. That's not necessarily theirs. They just like to go out and take. This is mine now. Why? Because I have it. It's an interesting point of view that has caused many diplomatic issues already. But amongst the dwarves, it hasn't been a problem because they've been brought in as citizens of this new empire. You're one of them. A citizen of a new empire based upon the Karakan core, but better because it's not for dwarfs. It's for people of all types, no matter who they are. If they're willing to live right, but you're going to go on your high horse again. And all of that is said, and he's been muttering the entire way. You heard none of it.
Yeah. He's been rubbing the stone as he goes by.
You heard not a thing. As his voice chips in. Cathay, he says. Kuthi. Cathay. That's what they keep saying. I bloody don't know which one's right.
Who's Kathy?
Exactly. He says, Cathay. Cathay. Coffee. I challenged one of them. I went out and I said, he says, are you from Cathay? Stonier than that bloody wall.
Right. Well, if they're not from here, they probably don't speak the language, innit?
Well, yeah, I know. Says,
did you try pointing?
I even tried
Speaking
shouting.
louder.
I tried shouting, Kizani. I tried shouting.
Shouting usually works.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's someone I want you to meet. I think you're going to like him. In fact, I know you are. I think you are. Maybe.
Only one way to find out.
Well, we can't stay here. You'll see. And he leads you off past the stone-built dwarven quarter, through into the muddy huts.
And nod at every door. It's going by.
And there's many of them. And there's not just dwarfs. Amongst these, there's other peoples. And this, for him, has been fascinating. Hafen. Short, barbarous folk from the plains. Hafen. Never heard of them. Entirely new. Where'd they come from? They've been hosting great meetings down in the south, and apparently the Emperor has welcomed a great spate of refugees from across the World's Edge Mountains. A deal organized by the High King, between the High King and Sigmar. Part of his respect, as it got often touted, was giving Sigmar benefits that he himself couldn't. And for him, it's been a bit of a sticking point. Why couldn't the dwarves take them in?
Different.
Yeah. Yeah. But the High King realized that Sigmar could. And they've been holding great debates down in the south in the land of the Burgundians. And these great moots have so far come to nothing, other than they are going to be accepted in some fashion. They will be, as long as they swear to be citizens of this new empire, accepted. Just 10 years ago, they were on the other side of the world's edge, and they were at war. But now, they're in a land of effective peace by comparison. Benefits. But for all the dwarves can claim they were involved, they were hardly responsible. The High King could have saved. If you've got the truth out of these strange creatures, and some of them can speak relatively decent Berrigan, if you've got the truth from them, the ones that came over are at best 1 in 100 that used to be there. The rest were slaughtered over the course of centuries. The High King did nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Successive.
Busy writing in their books.
Yeah. And there's another short, fat halfling passing by. It's odd to have shorter folk. You're growing so used to being in and around humans. They're taller, they're thin, and they're delicate and easy to break. These do not look easy to break. Easy to roll, but not easy to break. As you're taken down to one of the many clan huts of the Hafen. They live in communal huts. They prefer, at least when they first came, tents. That is what the lifestyle they were used to. But since they've come, those tents have firmed up somewhat. Many of which are made of stone, many of which are made of wood. And they're liking the idea of a permanent home. There is in total here, you would guess, as many as 5,000 or more halflings that have made their way up to the capital to effectively petition and make their points be made. Most of them are in the wrong place because the actual arguments are happening in the south. You've got a feeling that they don't care. They just like to get around. And you've seen them rummaging around in almost everything. They don't come from a place where, for example, humans take. They just think everything is, it just is. It could be used as they wish. As he bangs on the, you don't really like to call it a door, but they refer to it as a door, bang, bang, bang. And from the inside, door opens and about 12 faces are already sticking out, many of which are clearly children. 2 of them, maybe teenaged equivalents. They're older. One of them, a somewhat grumpy-looking older fellow, who sticks out as he goes, hello, like that.
Point.
As they all chirrup in reply, hello, 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 hello. And they start muttering and garbling in their own language and go running off. One halfling is dragged over into position before you. Old. A man. Heavy jowls. Hair turning grey, but not entirely grey, and held in great braids down either side. As he goes, oh. If you don't mind, he says, I will use the right spiel. He says, great elder of the stone hearts. Do I have that right?
That is right.
He says, your mastery of Sigmar's tongue is extraordinary, if you don't mind me saying. Oh, the other little halflings on the inside It is right. It is right. It is right. Blah, blah, blah. Copying away, gaggling. In the background, you hear one saying, I can speak it better than you. I can speak it better than you. I can do it far better. Go get my uncle.
Do I know about the ship?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you want this day? I have seen the ship.
Yeah. Well, I've been given a job, he says, and I'd like your advice, actually. It's about the ship.
I will give my advice about the ship. I will tell you the song of my people. Where do I say?
Yeah, come with me. Kazani says, Stonal. Kazani.
I'm assuming my hand just absolutely enveloped.
So you're a good bit this much taller than the halfling, and he's round, big Jones. He's just round, stocky, and his arms are bigger than yours. He's built, proper built. And when he walks, he's got a real barrel gait as he walks along.
Love it.
And it's not just the barrel gait of someone who clearly is rolling because he himself is rolling. It's almost the strut of a man who knows his place in the world. As he moves along, and halflings follow in behind. A whole bunch of them go. A bunch of spearmen follow up behind that. One of them holds in his hands a big hammer with a stone thing and basic-looking runes on the hammer. As he comes in behind and mutters something in the Halfling language, where he basically says, I'll crunch all their heads, and I'll devour the guts, and I'll fucking eat them. He says, I'm hungry today. He says, I'm hoping that they cross us. From behind. Shut it now, darling! As another one says in Reichspiel, you will not be talking like this. He says, I will talk like how I want. Says the human leading them. Do we need to take all of them? Try to stop you.
You do not need. They come.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Orlick.
Well met. Your people are slow to aid, but I respect you.
You rat.
Yeah.
Not my people, but some other dwarves.
Where are you from?
Andy. Middle Mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not know.
All the
where this is.
foothills in the middle mountains.
Yeah. But not the ones you were dealing with. Other ones. More, well, no, it's not really right to say. I'm more progressive. But, yeah.
You move with times. Is this possible?
Hi.
Good.
The human smiles, listening to the pair of you talk, nods, and underneath his breath goes, good. Fingers at his beard slightly nervously as he goes off. Oh, let's see if I'm right about the next bit. Underneath his breath, here we go. As he turns around, I'm taking you to a friend of mine. I'm going to tell you straight out, he's an elf.
Me?
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I'm just used to always warning. He says, I know that you've discussed it, you're not so, but still, I feel like I should warn you just in case. He's had some trouble since he came here. It's quite a lot of trouble, actually. But he's been wanting to talk to your folk. He's talked to your uncle, I believe, already, up north.
Right.
And he came down here hearing that things had changed. We've had discussion over some drinks, he and I. It's, he is who he is. I haven't got much truck with, and he pauses. Elves? I mean, what even are they?
They're an ancient people.
Yeah, from far away. Much like we might have out there with those boats. He says, that's why you're here. That's why you're here, sir. He says, maybe you can give me a bit of an hand. I got a problem.
Do you know who Kathy is?
Yes, I do know.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you pronounce it?
What? We
Kathy?
pronounce it foul demons of the east.
No, see, I never would have got that.
Nods. Right, there you are.
Scavengers.
I get,
Betrayers.
I get the point. He says, I get the point.
Cafe.
He says, as you're taking down a muddy trail, past a whole bunch more huts, into a small stone square. In the center of the square is a statue of Sigmar. It does not look like modern day statues of Sigmar. In fact, it's quite different. The hammer looks different. The sculpture is very different. This has been done by dwarves, and they portray things different ways. Long, angular beard of very clear segmented pieces. A very firm hammer with the runes very carefully etched in it. A hammer with a completely different shape. No spike, no curve up to a flat head, just a simple curve and a curve at the bottom to a flat head. A great gem clearly displayed in the center of the hammer head that he's holding, and it's quite small. Holds it in two hands though. It is a stunning piece of art. Beautiful, you could almost argue, but doesn't look human because it's done to dwarf values, and they value different points of strength in how they depict things. Standing at that statue, indeed, is his quarry, who has wisely pulled a hood right over his head. It doesn't disguise the fact that
He's fucked up.
he's a big, tall gentleman, standing a good bit over 6.5 feet. Most of the tribesmen here are rarely over 5 feet, 5'2". Most of the dwarves are almost the same height as them. The dwarves and the humans, their big difference is their width and their body strength. Humans are like thin, skinny versions of them. They're sharp and quick, and they move like ants, constantly industriously doing things badly as far as most of the dwarves are concerned. And the elves look completely different, so much leaner and taller. He has his cloak not wrapped around himself, purposefully so, because it gives away just how thin he is in comparison to everybody else. It hangs loose, as do most of his robes. He is not dressed like his people. To be dressed like his people is to receive curses all of the time. To receive an audience of dwarves who spit out and try to find out in their tongue, because they refuse to use anything that he might actually be able to speak, what his lineage is, so they can determine whether he should be killed. Is he a descendant of someone who wronged them? If so, yeah. And he's been looking at this sculpture. It's fine. It's beautiful. It's stunning, in fact. And a living example of two peoples working together. Dwarf and human, made manifest before you. You have been here every day for the last 2 months.
Okay.
To just look at it. There is something in there. And you have found yourself composing poetry to try and encapsulate what it means.
But not performing.
Oh, no. You have found yourself tracing on the ground with your feet small runes to Hoeth, to try and bring the knowledge of it back into yourself, to somehow make it make sense. Because this is important. You don't even hear them coming. Reverie, lost in, when behind you here. She says, and the human realizes not only is he not being paid attention to, he doesn't know how to pronounce his name. Looks at him and goes, And you can see almost the interplay on his face. He's not exactly the most subtle of men as he tries to figure out what he's going to say to interrupt him and goes with on the shoulder. I need you, if you don't mind. I've got some trouble. And Zanny, he says, Stoneheart. Stoneheart's tribe.
Not a condition.
No. If you don't mind, I need you now. I've been charged with something. I need you, because I think you can help.
Very good.
It's about what we were discussing before.
Gazani, we say. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And you just wait. Here it comes. You're expecting it. The Elgi.
No, not.
But no, it's Kazani and it's right. When?
My intelligence was correct. You are of a very civilized clan.
You know of me?
Of your
my people?
Of the Gazani, indeed. Your fame precedes you. Your reasonableness, your rationality, your good sense.
He's a nice talker, him.
Some of you can wouldn't agree. I mean, he almost got his leg broken just 2 days ago.
I'm not surprised, but they're fools.
They don't appreciate poetry. Although...
don't push it.
This is magnificent.
How are you named?
I
am Stoneheart Ulf. Ulf Stoneheart. Ulf Stoneheart.
Very good. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you also, Ulf. I am Arian Stamash.
So, Halfin. Oh, you're aware of them. So fascinating.
So, look at her.
Look at him. So fascinating. You're aware that they named for their tribe, so he must be of the Stoneheart tribe. Excellent. You already have intelligence.
I have learned a thing.
But you know something of the Stonehearts. They are individually responsible for making the deal to come across the World's Edge Mountains. You heard about it. The World's Edge Mountain deal, made by the Stonehearts. You wondered if there's perhaps metaphor in their name. Did it make their hearts go stony? Because of that deal? Is it because they needed to repurpose themselves as Stonehearts for the dwarves? Were they always Stonehearts? So many questions. So much time. It's just, they're so scurrying. And they're thieves. That's your kind way of putting it. You don't go out with any of your things anymore because there's so many of them in Reichdorf. So many of these little creatures scurrying around that you just can't avoid them. You don't really want to. I mean, you didn't want to till your family crest was stolen. You had to try and find that. They were playing with it. Game of, you would charitably call it wood balls. They weren't really balls. You're not convinced they were all wood. But they were doing something with them and tossing. They passed it back without any concern. Oh, yeah, there you go. Shiny. He looks grim. So many of them look grim. Clearly a warrior. Clearly a killer. At least. The things you've seen. As he looks at you and snaps his fingers and says, are you sure you don't mind me doing that?
No, if it brings matters to a head, that's all for the best.
Come on. I've got to get someone else before we get there.
A menagerie.
And he scratches at his head.
What? A troop, a cavalcade. I'm enjoying this human tongue.
It's right for you.
Yeah. Very good, he says. Fine.
We were
We have another
bit earlier, were we?
if we have another one, say, Reichspiel, he says, it's Sigma's tongue at best. I'll live with that. He is the Emperor.
But is it not symbolic of the unity of the Empire, of all these
I just
peoples
don't like it.
living together?
Don't like the idea of what it represents.
A
Can't
common
stop
tongue.
He
change.
says, no, it's not a common tongue. It's an enforcement of our values upon the other tribes.
Spits again.
But
I
if-
agree.
If all are to become part of a greater whole, we needs must communicate, no?
Communication, yes, but to enforce it in others, that there are quarters who are trying to make that so. I just don't agree. He says,
There are dangers that lie in the enforcement of one way of life over another. There are dangers.
Well,
I will sing you the song of my people when we are gathered, and you will learn.
that sounds fascinating. I'd love that. Thank
Good.
you.
It is not a happy tale.
Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry for you.
each time you speak, he does this. As he walks along. Well, I'm sure we're going to get better tales from Tolman. I've got Tolman to pick up, and then
What is a Tolman?
who is it, Tolman? She's
Different from a shortman.
she is someone who agrees with much of what I say, but does not agree with much of what the city says.
This is riddle. We will see.
Tolman. Well, here we go. And you're taking, that's a cavalcade, a troop, off towards the edge of the city where the dwarves are still working on the stone walls. And you pass by that along a beaten path towards a forest where a host of tents are all laid out. You've been here. The Ropsmen. They sent representatives, and they've been here for the last 4 years, and other people from across the World's Edge Mountains. You attempted to have words with them, but your lingua Reichspiel not so good at the time. Hopefully,
Fair enough.
hopefully, they've got better.
Oh, okay.
They're not so good at it. Before you even arrive there, their elder has come out. A woman who is in her later years, all grey and white hair with wrinkles on her face, tattoos across her cheeks, very simple triangles, tattoos across her eyebrows, very simple spots. She has her arms folded, her back is straight, and she looks as regal as any king, emperor, or clan chief you've ever seen. Even though here there can't be more than maybe 40 of them. As far as you're aware, that 40 are her bodyguard. The truth of that is they're her family. A mixture of children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. At least that's what you believe, because it looks like a family group. Communication has been poor from what you know. As he comes up, puts a hand on his hip, showing that he is not going to assault you, puts his hand up to show he's bearing no weapon, he has learned, and then places his hand out in his greeting, the Umberrigan greeting, the clasp hands. He's done it right this time. Do you clasp?
Class.
Hand on hip, you show your hand, and then with a slight smile on your face, you shake. As he goes, you looks back. I know. Ignore them for the moment. You said you wanted to be involved if I was going to make any decisions regarding those folk out there. Well, I've been tasked to make a decision. If you want to be involved, you're very welcome to join us.
I will join.
Do you need looks over at your tents? Anyone else, or
Look at the congregation.
I will bring some.
Comes back, says, Tolman, she's a bit of an authority. Says, like me, travelled quite far, been north, south. I mean, I wasn't born in Reichdorf. Born deep, deep down in Azabon territory, but not from Azabon parents. Fathers in Bergen. You might not know that. I'm just filling time. Her sons, I think they're her sons, they make me nervous. Not entirely sure why. There's nothing that immediately says nerve-inducing. Perhaps the tattoos on the face more complex this time. Perhaps it's the slightly hollowed-out look in their eyes as they come out after. Maybe it's the fact they're bearing weapons, something that Sigmar has forbidden within his walls. Nevertheless, he doesn't take them down as he pauses and says, they've got to leave their weapons. They've got to leave their weapons.
We are going in.
Halflings carrying their weapons.
She will look at them,
He says,
look at him.
they are shod walking sticks. He says, it's been agreed, they're shod walking sticks, they're allowed them. That is an axe. I mean, it's a bladed axe, and even if it's a tool, it's not welcome. No tool larger than Sigmar's hand is allowed. That's larger than my arm. He scratched his head. If you don't,
Well, I have heard that Sigmar has a very big hand.
How big was the hand in the statue?
it's not much bigger than mine. That is their axes. Please, I would prefer to have your opinion, but I can't let you in the walls.
She will look at her men and go, bring sticks.
One of them says to you, Robsman, I've not got any sticks. He says, oh, what sort of sticks? What do you mean? Sticks? What for? Are we throwing them for dogs?
Walking sticks. They are
Why do I want to
allowed
bring walking stick?
so we can hit.
With a stick? I'd rather
we
use
have
fist. He says, Mama, I use fist. I do not need no stick. He looks at them. Look how small they are. He says, I use boot. You see him pointing down towards his feet. Big, fur-lined feet. I just kick them. They roll down hills. He says, they are very small. I am very big. There'll be no problem. As he sits there gesticulating, speaking in his language.
They're not the ones I am worried about. But very well, bring your arms.
And he does Nico. And looks over with his darkened eyes all around halflings as if to say, come on, have a go. And then falls in behind you.
She gives him a warning look.
We are not
Behave.
your enemy unless you are with the boats in the harbour.
And then they
He
speak.
says, if we could... Stops. Stop, he says. Holds his beard. No, stop, please. I will, he says, shifting his umberrigan. I will discuss all of this later. Later, he says. Did you all understand? Yeah? All right. Right. Then says to you in a slightly different accented umberrigan, don't cause any trouble, please. He says,
No trouble.
you know that he doesn't like you.
Okay.
I don't know what it is that you've done to rub him up the wrong way, but he does not like you. You might be causing more problems than you're solving, and I don't think that's what you were here to do. He says, all right, let's, shifting his umberrigan again, get ourselves over to...
But he's still
he says,
speaking the same language.
yes, but using a very different accent. Over to, he says, the meeting up. Bodyguards left outside the course. He says, If you don't like that, then don't come in. Pretty simple. If you're not bothered by that, then do come in and we can talk this out and I'll explain everything that's going on. There should be someone there already. And he went back into Reichdorf as a whole, down some grubby little streets where a bunch of beggars beg, and he just ignores them. Halflings go off and play with them. And heads over around the big volcanic rock where the palace is currently half constructed at the top. Round it. They're referring to it often as Little Midnight. To the bottom. And there is a great cave. And the front of it is all walled off in dwarfen stone. As he goes up and bangs, bangs, bangs on the door. There's only one person inside, and it's you. On the inside, it's a very simple hall with stone benches. And in the center, there's a fire pit. At the top, a hole goes off into the rock. The smoke gathers, goes up through the hole, and partly passes out through a pipe out through the top. There's small inlets to let air in around the bottom. So the air comes in there, and it's like one giant chimney. It is the moot. It's where those who cannot agree meet. Those who have been in the south, where the true moot is being held, refer to it most commonly as the little moot. The kleine Mutter. You're getting the language slowly. The kleine Mutter. Something like that. Their tongue. You've been trying to learn it for some time. You think you've mastered communication.
We've got it nailed.
See? That's a metaphor. As you come up to the door and open up. And on the other side are a whole bunch of tall folk and one not so tall person, a good bit shorter than you by maybe 6-7 inches. And on the other side is a gnome. Unlike in the modern empire, these are known creatures, known entities, another species that makes a part of this nascent empire. Large ears, big nose, and a happy little face, full of curiosity. As comes in, we're what, Peddler?
All right.
Says, these are the ones I was talking about.
Right.
Says,
Let's come in then. Sorry,
Peddler.
there's no cushions. It's all stone.
He says, representative of Grimdwaro. Says, she's knowledgeable. She knows tales and stuff. She's been around.
We know all the tales.
And points at the little halflings. Okay, can you send them out, please?
You will stay outside. I will hear you.
On the other side. If there is any problem, he says, you tell me and we will unleash hells upon them. He says, our gods are hungry and we are hungry also.
Just wait.
If this is the time, tell me. If so, we will kill them all. I do not think it is going so well in the south. He says again in Hafen. It is not going so well. If you can get something from this now, he says, Mother, please. Because if it is not working, I am leading the tribes against them.
We will wait.
And from behind you hear, oh, calm down, it does not matter so much. Shut up! Anger on the outside as he says, well, I will bring them to fucking war if I
You
must.
will not raise your voice with me. You will go outside. This is a man's work. Get out.
Looks in. Dwarf maid. Worse than human. Comes out, looks at you, spits on the ground. Davi! And then goes off.
So Breaker, I've been on the wrong side this morning.
As the door is getting shut, she's cringing. You're human. Cringing. He says, he's all right, yeah. He's all right, yeah. All right.
You will
Good?
hear the tale.
Right, well, I'll go and intro you first.
Why do you spit at me?
You will hear the tale, and you will know.
You do like your stories.
If everyone could sit. That's you as well, please. You do find his accent exceedingly difficult to understand. Until he shifts, you were taught by a Varenan from the south. And there on Berrigan, it's all written out using tiny little runes. Runes from the south. You've learned those runes, and you've also learned their pronunciation. It is so very different to their tongue here. Fortunately, he can flip between them with ease, because it's his mother tongue. Goes, right, if everyone can have a seat. I'm going to keep this simple. You don't know each other, so I'll give you a moment to do introductions. Say whatever you need to say. Says, oh fuck, this is going to be difficult. Apologies if you can't understand anything I'm saying first. If there is a problem, just ask. There is no ego here. I am quite happy to say the same thing 10 times if necessary. I just want to make sure that we all understand communication is key here. And the only language I know you all talk is Berrigan. Language of my father's tribe. Yeah? So let's go with that. If you're finding something difficult to express, he says, I can speak, and he looks around. I'm sorry I can't speak your language, but I can speak Gassily. He says, passing well now. So if you want to say it in Gassily, feel free. I know your classical is perfect. So if you want to use classical, he says, talk to me, and then I'll translate it. I'm sorry, my Affin is still terrible. I'm trying, but your language is complicated. I'm learning it just now, but if you find it's difficult, perhaps try and I'll see if I can understand it. All right?
There will be no need.
I am very thankful for the time that you have spent learning our language. It has made a significant difference in the moods. So let's see if I can lay it out nice and clearly in a way that you will understand. I have been given a task. There are an invading force sitting in the waters doing nothing. It's been there for days. And we have tried to learn what we can of them and have learned very little. And they haven't sent out emissary, they haven't sent out embassy. We've approached them and they've just shunned us. We don't know if they're judging us. We don't know if they are here for war or peace, to watch. Who can say? I don't know what they're there for, and they are not telling us. And it's getting uncomfortable. There's now quite a lot of armed folk just looking at each other. And we're concerned that this might go to blows when it doesn't need to. We've got no shared tongue. We've heard them talking, and we've had spies out listening to them. Can't understand a single thing they're saying. And we've asked around town, and not anybody speaks what they speak. So we're in a bit of trouble here. But we have heard one word a lot. Cafe, something like that. And there are a few in town. Well, you know why I brought you here, because you're the ones that represent the most of what you know for your individual peoples. He says, I've already gathered everything that I know from all the tribes, and I can sum it up as this. Nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing. And I've been tasked by His Imperial Highness, he says, to make a decision for him, because he don't know what to do neither. Now, obviously, he might override whatever I say, because after all, I'm just, I suppose I'm an ambassador. That's the words that we use from the Karakan Corps. It says, I'm an ambassador. I speak on behalf of His Imperial Highness to other people. And he thinks that I'm best placed to make a decision in this regard. Now, he and I don't agree on a lot. And I do mean a lot. Which makes it, I think, impressive that he would delegate this to me. He thinks about matters in a very different way to me. I believe in peace. I believe in working together. He believes in a different way of resolving matters, and we often butt heads. But he said that he will take my my word on this. So I'm going to go around our little group here, give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves as best as you possibly can. I understand that you are speaking in a language that ain't your own, so we might not be entirely as clear as we could be. I understand if anyone needs to pause or ask questions, do so. The most important thing is we understand what we're here for. From what I'm told, and from what you've told me individually, you are all in a position where you know more than others. You're storytellers, leaders of your communities, gatherers of information for one reason or another. And of anyone currently in Reichdorf, you're the most likely to know something, anything that might be useful here. I don't know what they are, who they are, and what they want. Maybe it's an embassy. Maybe it's another people that want to join us. Our new empire. It is gathering together many different peoples, different tribes, different folks. Maybe they're not. So I'll go around, give you all an opportunity to say who you are. Please don't start discussing anything that we're not here to discuss first. We'll just let that happen after. The most important thing is introducing who you are. Get an opportunity so that everyone else understands why you are here, hopefully in regards to whatever they are. I'll start, he says, with yourself, if you don't mind, pointing over towards the halfling who's sitting. Arms spread wide, huge muscles on them. He looks like he could pick up anyone in here and toss them. Not episode 69 yet. Hold.
Beat us to it.
I could see it on your face, Kath. His legs spread, his arms held upon them like he's a little king. As he says, if you don't mind, if you wish to stand, do so. If you would rather sit, up as he stands.
I am Ulf Stoneheart, the eldest of my people. I speak for them.
And who are your people?
My people here are half a people. The Ogrot are not with us.
Yeah. Right. Good start. And who are you?
What do you mean?
Where do you come from? Who are you? Assume no one knows anything.
But you said not to discuss yet.
No, I don't want the details of your family history. I just want...
That is impossible. The story of where I am from is the story of my people.
Yeah, right. Got ya. Let's
I
move
am
on
from
then.
far to the east, pressed up against these Cathans.
Yeah, right. Let's stop you there because I'm going. Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right, Gazani. You want to go?
My name is
He looks
Oleg.
at you as if to say, "Please do it better."
Oleg of Clan Gazani. I'm here as maybe I know a story or two about Cathay, but that sounds like Ulf. You've got it covered.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to give a quick after as well. Obviously, he's Dawi, Imperial Dawi, sworn into the service of His Imperial Highness. He says, part of the new empire that we're building. He says, it's a different world. He says, call your brother. Yeah, it's a different world. Right, let's pass over to you, good self.
She stands up. It's not noticeable.
She looks smaller because she was sitting on a high chair and her feet were down. She's actually lower.
The almost exact opposite to the round, stocky figure of the halfling. She's thin, with arms not more than about 1.5 inches in width, some 5 centimeters, not much more, bobbly bones hanging out to big hands that look quite dexterous, wearing the equivalent of very loose almost t-shirt-like top with just these skinny, spindly limbs sticking out. Huge boots because the feet are large, but the legs themselves are equally spindly. She is.
Top of the house. What you describe?
She is thin, and she isn't making any attempts to disguise the fact because she has absolutely no reason to do so. She's not trying to pretend to be a halfling or some sort of weird dwarf. She is quite happy just living in her own skin. As she stands.
So she gets on the chair.
Girl.
Hello. I'm Rear Peddler, latest in the Peddler line. We go back a very long way. And when it comes to stories, stories are our bread and butter. We know dozens upon dozens upon dozens. They're in a story that we don't have. So I'm happy to be able to help. And I'm pretty sure that my ancestor, Addict the Wanderer, has much to say on the subject. Happy to share.
Nice. He says, yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping. He says, I'll get to that in just a moment. Right. And he gives a terrible bow in your direction.
Try not to laugh.
The faintest of smirks crosses your face as he bows down and says, if you may.
So Arian stands up gracefully and shows him how to do a bow properly.
As your body bends in a way humans cannot.
Well, I certainly can.
You certainly couldn't. I mean, you can roll over and pick things up and roll back up again. There's a nice movement where you just tuck your legs in and you can just roll over to a thing and roll yourself back again. It's lovely. You can flex your belly muscle and just push yourself in different directions as you roll. Yeah, no bending over. Now, what he's done is a practical impossibility. And from his perspective, also a practical impossibility because your head touches your ankles. It's bluntly ridiculous. As he just looks on and goes, yeah.
I am Arian Starlash. I'm from Ulthuan. I've come to this land initially seeking embassy with your clan, the Gazani. I'm seeking to establish more connections between my people and the people of this land and this empire. It seems like an admirable project, bringing people together, putting aside the grudges of the past and forging a better future. I've heard tales of Cathay, though I've never been there myself. Many of my shipmates and friends have. I have stories to share.
Good. He says, great. I like that. Good. Etienne Tolman.
I am Elder Tolman. I am head of Rocksman, as you, I'm sure, have heard. Cathay is, as you say, part of our history. And I will not go into detail now, but not a happy history. I also have some to share.
Right. Let's get to it then. My introduction is going to be a bit different. He says, call me Dory while we're in the meeting, because that's what everyone calls me. He says, I much prefer it, and it's just better. We're not in court. We're not an embassy. We're not doing anything official here other than providing His Imperial Highness with advice through me. And the advice that I am looking for is, how should I handle this? Is it anything to do with Cathay, whatever you want to call it? Is that what it is? And if it is, what is that? Now, I've brought you all here for different reasons. Some of you have got personal tales. I've been told very personal tales. For example, coming from the Stone Arts. Others, I strongly respect their opinion. And whilst you might not have any great tale to add, your opinion has great weight in what I'm going to say. I respect you, Gazani. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whether we're drinking, whether we're walking, I respect you. You've got... He shakes his head. You've got a nice, clean way of thinking and I like it. Our friend here from Glimdwaro, she plays it down a little bit. She is representative of the High Queen of the Gnomes. She says, our personal ambassador. Apparently there's a lot of political shenanigans going on amongst her people because she didn't send one of her own. She sent one from Glimdwaro because it were closer. And that is not well liked down in Normandimus, which is their capital, which is currently held inside Imperial territory. We are having to come to accommodations as to what we do or do not accept as border issues. As it currently stands, this ambassador, for want of a better term, has already determined that the land above ground is Imperial ground, and her boroughs below is the land of her queen. And we've agreed with this. It seems good, and we've intended to have an open border where we can pass freely between ourselves and trade. We think that this is the best outcome, and she has contributed deeply to that outcome. She is, for all she presents, a somewhat flippant character, a mind that I deeply respect. Deeply.
Not flippant, merely light-hearted.
That is not how you were described to me by the Darwy ambassador, who said he wanted to punch you for what you said, but we've covered that before.
He has no sense of humour.
No, he don't. No, he just don't. Which is why he ain't here. Because he ain't a thinker. He's the opposite. He doesn't like thinking, he just likes doing. And doing, in this case, could be very damaging if we do the wrong thing. I need someone who thinks and is willing to state their mind and change their mind. Something he won't do.
No,
Ever.
I'm going for that.
Next, he says, look, we barely know each other, if I'm being honest. We talked a bit here or there, but most importantly, you've got worldly wild knowledge that I just don't have access to. And I'm hoping you'll be able to bring something to the table here. I hope as well it gives you an opportunity to meet some of the people that you were hoping to see. You were looking for an introduction. What better introduction can I make? I don't know if there is a better one, actually. He's a good man, as you'll see.
Good dwarf.
No, man, we're all men of the Empire.
No.
Says, be we dwarf, be we human, be we whatever. We're all men of the Empire. This is the Empire of man. No matter what breed they may come from, no matter what their roots may be. And last,
I'll see you that.
and last, Tormund, my most divisive figure in the city just now. She doesn't agree with anything that our Emperor has decided at all. And it's very likely that if we don't come to some form of accommodation, we're going to be going to war. This has been discussed. It's beyond my control. I am merely his voice. I am not the one who makes the calls. There are some deep divisions between what our Emperor believes and what they believe. Nevertheless, she has come and laid on the table before us her position. And she has done it in good faith. So she will be allowed to leave before any declarations are made. But we're quite firm in that, and we will stick to our word. If it turns to war, then it turns to war. I hope it doesn't. You all know me to a greater or lesser degree, and you all know that I am someone that very much believes that this empire is something that can make a difference. And it's not just a tribal basic rendition of what the dwarves offered from the Caracanco. When Guy Kurgan gave his great speech before we built our walls, before the palace was in place, and said that he would send over 2,000 of his finest stonemasons to help rebuild our capital, like it was built in the first place. He was quite categorical that we were building the Karakanko for humans. That's never been my goal. My goal has always been to build an empire for all people. No matter who they are, you follow our laws, you do what's right, and you can be one of us. Nice and simple. We've got it codified in law. We had our Varenans come up from the cities in the south, and they've written it out and codified it. And made it rules. He says, the word of Sigmar has been recorded in 4 different languages. That's just one way of stating it, our first laws. And they are often copied over from the Karakanko, but made more pertinent for our lives. Made more pertinent for you. For you even, should you wish it to be the case. This is the empire, not the realm of Sigmar. That is what we are trying to build. That's what I'm trying to build. What this thing out there is worries me deeply. Because we don't know what it is. So I've asked you all here because you are people that I believe might either be able to tell me something of what you believe they are, or alternatively, will be able to help me make a decision as to what I should say to my emperor, and to at least some of you, your emperor also. And I understand this is a responsibility you didn't expect, and perhaps it's unwanted. This is not your place, but you wanted to be involved. You said you wanted to hear what we thought. This is what's going on. We have rules. Some people don't like rules the way that we like rules. Some people don't like things to be codified the way we like them to be codified. I think it's essential. Without it, everything just collapses into chaos. We don't want that. So, I don't know how best to start this, but I do have a few suggestions. I know there's someone who wants to talk more than anyone else. So maybe we should start there. But I would actually like you all to decide who should talk first amongst you, and decide, and then we'll start there. And I wouldn't like this to be simply you tell me things. I would like this to be you convince each other. This is a debate. And I'm probably going to go with whatever you say.
Well, we should get to it then.
I will say one thing, though. You might not get an end you like. That's all right. This isn't about everyone agreeing. This is about building some form of consensus out of us. Not a message we all agree on, but one that I can definitely say that the minds in front of me, in majority, think is the right way forward.
Arian will raise one sort of delicate finger, asking permission to
Says,
talk.
I cannot, I am equal to you. If you wish to talk, then...
I merely wish to ask a question. These ships, are they accompanied by a dragon?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
A dragon? He says, I think I've seen one of those. He laughs. A dragon?
But do you mean a dragon or do you mean a worm? Very different.
Well, there's celestial dragons that rule over the Empire of Cathay.
I wind his eyes. I might need a moment. Dragons rule.
Yes, they are the rulers. The humans serve them.
You say this like it is obvious, but he does not know.
I was sharing the information I had, as I believe that was the intent.
Right.
That is just how my voice sounds.
If there were dragons, we would know.
These
You might not.
dragons,
Well, indeed.
they have wings.
Well, I've never seen one myself. But I've heard of one.
The
Do they
Empire.
have wings?
Has he
You have
heard?
no idea.
I don't know. I know one of their names.
Okay.
The Empire of Cathay is vast. It is a vast empire. It is not likely they are here to ask to join you.
He frowns
They
and
are
says,
from so far away.
Surely not bigger than Ulrich's hunting grounds, though. I mean, that goes on for as far as the eye can see and beyond.
Shall I
To the
tell
very
you
edge
the
of the mountain.
tale of my people, where I am from?
Turns
We
round, folds his
were a
arms.
people who hunted and gathered on the plains. The Ogrot they hunt, and those that are left, we mark the season. We go north when it is summer, and we go south when it is winter. We follow the herds. We live on the land, and we travel. We travel so far as the eye can see and further. It is our way. We are hungry and we eat. We are tired and we sleep. The Cathaeans, they live beyond the plains, to the east of us. And for so long, we live in harmony with them. We trade. We are a people of trading, of hunting, of walking. And they are a people who live in towns and cities like you. They farm. And over time, their farms, the fields, they flood. They come closer to us, and we say it is of no matter. We hunt, and we walk, and we trade. And yet, they speak of us, the Ogrot, the Hafen. They speak of us as though we are the enemy, that we take their children from the fields. This is not true. We are hunters of the beasts. We follow the herd. And yet these stories, they grow. They grow and they grow and they grow. And then, in one dark time, the land is split. The sky darkens. And the Cathaeans, they send to us a great fire from the heavens. The darkness itself cries out in hunger. It pours and pours down onto the ground, the hungry maw. And from then there is only hunger. Our people, we have fought with them. We have stood against them. We have sent the Ogrot, the ogre you call them, I think, in your language.
No, they have no concept
They
of
have
ogre.
no concept. Okay.
Not a deep one, anyway.
They are the big brother, the cousin, the uncle, the father, the sister, the mother. I have 350. No, that is not your numbers. I count 754 of my descendants, for I am old. And we war because we must, because the Cathaeans, they come, they take our hunting grounds, they force the herds, they flood the fields for whatever purpose they have. In the north, they raise their wall to keep out what comes from there. You know what comes from the north.
No,
You know what comes from the north.
you do not.
No.
I feel like she's got some idea.
No,
She just doesn't
not at
understand the
all.
accent.
Does this guy know what comes from the north?
No.
Yeah, fine.
No.
Fine.
Do any of us?
No. No.
We all look quizzical.
Right. Well, what comes from the north is not good. They are not traders. They are not hunters. They are barbarians in your tongue. Barbarians?
Yeah, sure.
Right. And so the Cathaeans, they force us. The Chothagans, they come west. The Ropsmen, they come west. We all come west. For they have something that they want. They want the land, but they do not want the herds. What is these people who do not want the meat of the earth?
I don't understand what you're talking about. He says, can you explain it in simple terms? What happened?
We are hunters and we are traders.
Yeah, all right.
And they want our lands.
And that's why you're here. Well, they went to war with you and forced you out.
No, they went to war with us and we are winning. The Ogrot are mighty. My people are strong and wise and brave.
I don't
We
understand.
defend our lands.
So what?
And then the darkness, it comes. They, the Cathayan leaders, they want harmony in all things, but harmony for them is what they want. You do not live as they live. They will call down the mightiest hunger upon you. We lived with the land. We went with the herd. You understand?
Yeah.
We ate when we were hungry and we slept when we were tired, and they brought down upon us the maw. It made our gods hungry. It made the Ogrot hungry. And when there is only hunger, one cannot eat words. You understand?
No.
The Ogrot, they get so hungry. My people become so hungry that the herds cannot satisfy them. The beasts of the earth, the fruit of the harvest, they cannot be satisfied by, so they go to the mountains themselves, and still they are hungry. That is what these Cathayans brought down upon us.
Did you mind if I interrupt? Are you saying that they wanted your lands, you forced them back, they didn't like it, so they cursed you, and you fell into eating each other? I mean, I don't want to be mean, but that's what it sounds like.
Yes, brother ate son ate mother. A mother, she births and she eats her own children. This is not our way, but they bring down from the heavens. It is no curse that is spoken. It is a curse that came from the heavens to the earth, and a great maw was opened up. Our people, they go to it, and it is hungry, and they feel the hunger. They eat the mountains themselves, the titans of the sky, because the Cathayans wanted the land.
And that's why you're here now.
That is why we are here. We go west. The Ropsmen go west. The Chutnagnans go west. All go west in front of the anger and the wrath of harmony. If they want something from you and you do not give it, they will take it. They will curse you and your people.
Take it and spit in your face.
Right. So apologies if you happen to know these Cathains and you think they're all right. And apologies ahead of time, because that might possibly be the case. Oof. So just so I understand it, because I need to understand this, you're saying that you were driven out of your lands and you fought back, they did something, and you ended up falling on each other, and your people, the smaller people, fled from the more martial because words weren't important anymore.
That is so. But the land itself was cursed. Even though they wished the land, they did not wish it for the green trees and the herds that roamed the lands. They simply wanted it for something. And the land itself, the great maw, opened up within it. Darkness spills forth. The creatures themselves are twisted and broken. You do not wish to see this. You do not wish it to be cast upon you and your people.
Well, assuming that's true, which of course I believe it is. And he looks out towards the stone wall. He's not looking at the wall, he's just thinking of what's lying beyond it. Sitting out in the great expanse of water, the ships that just sit there, anchored, bristling with weapons. Ah, fuck.
I don't mean to sound rude, but why eat each other and not eat them? If you were winning in the war, why not eat the victims?
You do not understand this
I
hunger.
don't.
It is a hunger that even our gods feel. It is a hunger that cannot eat words. Words are thoughts. Thoughts are actions. When there are no words and no thought and there is only hunger, you eat what you see in the very front of you.
Like a mindless kind of.
It is only hunger. And if you have not starved, and if your gods have not hungered in you, then you cannot know. This was not a choice that my people made.
I've heard versions of this, not so passionately put down in the moots. It says, when the decisions were being made after the High King, the dwarves, High King Kurgan, asked that we take on the Atom population on their advice. Their once cousins, brothers, whatever, were not taken in. I presume that's these other fellows you're talking about.
That is correct. And this is not... I understand you are from different clan, but this is...
Big muscled hands.
It is an affront we will never forget. A betrayal. The Ogrot must eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I was told. I didn't realise it's tied to these fellas, because I'm being very clear. I just simply heard that they've been banging on the other side of the World's Edge Mountains for centuries, asking to be let through. And just waves of these big fellas would come by and just eat them, the little fellas. In waves.
When I left my lands, I say 700. Your numbers are hard. 745 descendants. I told you I am old. Now I have 6. They are lost to the hunger. And that is 745 that were left. When this great maw, when this flaming god from the sky came down upon us, I cannot even count. I do not know the numbers that go that high. Hundreds of thousands perished.
And this was these Cathain fellas.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I will say one thing. They are not gods. They are the opposite. Strong, but not gods. Gods, spirits. They are mighty.
Yeah. I feel I need to intercede before we get somewhere that's a bit uncomfortable. We are peoples of different backgrounds and different cultures. We all believe different things. Tormund believes things that many here do not accept are good beliefs, which is why we've had some diplomatic fallout, so to speak. Put it carefully. We found it really rather difficult to communicate. It says directly to you how much what you consider to be normal we consider to be very dangerous, and it hasn't gone down well. He says there will be a lot of breakdown. Now, if she says something that insults you, just keep it in, yeah. He says, but this is a moot hall. We're supposed to be able to speak freely. You know what the moots are.
What is the story of why your people come to West?
And we have had our disagreements. These are my beliefs. These are my experience. My people, the Rops, they come from the east. the other side of what you call the world's edge mountains.
Okay.
Many, more than hundreds,
Thousands.
thousands of years ago.
If you find it difficult, just speak a little more. Yeah. You can use the language of the South. They understand it. It's just difficult for them. It might be
see.
easier for you to speak more cleanly.
I see.
He says-
I will try. I will try. My people, and this is before my time, but the stories I hear, the stories that are passed down between elders, is that we served, we nourished a great flame in the mountains, the fire god of the mountain. And the short story is the Cateans, they took that from us. They did not agree with our way of living, and they gave us an option. Die or die.
There's no option there.
Die by their hand, mortal death,
Yes.
or die in the way we live, in the way we are.
Cultural death.
The spiritual death.
Exactly. We believe we are on our lands. We were there to achieve a mission, and they took that from us. For all we know, our God is dead, or banished, or maddened by what they have done to it, because they have not allowed us to look after it. God, spirits, well, we understand. They are.
If I may interrupt, would I be correct in saying that, much like our Hathen friend, people were driven away?
Yes.
So you were just driven away?
They attacked us. We fought back. They brought dragons. 2. That is what I hear. 2 of their dragons, their leaders. And they destroyed our lands.
It's all dragons.
Yeah, for us, they had.
Well, the dragons are not exactly
I mean,
unknown.
it's like gunpowder, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, they did not fight us with dragons. They fight us with the gunpowder. You know this
You know that. Yeah.
great cannon.
Well, much time has passed,
It is
so
true.
perhaps they
is
fight differently. But in our stories, 2 dragons came and destroyed. All the people were left, but the land was no more.
So can you clarify that? People were left, but the land was no more. What does that mean?
They burn, they break, they...
So they destroy the land. So they go for the land first, not you.
Yes.
That is, they destroy our land.
Because by destroying our land, they destroy our spirit. And then they want to take.
It is because they want something, I think, because the people from the north, they build a wall to keep them out. They do not destroy their lands. They simply bar their passage into their lands. But our lands, they want.
And on top of that, after destruction, they leave. In our case, they left. They spit in our face. They make the land unlivable, and then tell us they do not want.
So they destroyed your land and then just left?
Because They
Or
did
leaving
not,
you with nothing?
They did not want. I don't understand why, but they did not want us anymore.
So this is not simply empire building.
Empires expand.
Well, you would think, wouldn't you? So it says, oh, sorry, I mean, you'd think, wouldn't you? It says, what she's saying is that they didn't so much take over her land so that it could become part of their empire. Instead, what they did was they arrived there, they wanted something, the local populace said no, so they destroyed the land completely end to end without touching the populace, mostly, leaving them with nothing, so they had to leave.
You got them out.
But in our case, they destroyed the people too because the people were winning, keeping them out. We are clever, and the Ogrots are mighty. You say that they are a different. We are one people. This is why what your people have done is such a travesty. It is like taking a babe and saying the mother come in, but the babe must stay outside. They have destroyed us again.
Well, he's going well. He says, he's going well. Women else. So, this is going a lot worse than I expected, actually.
You want to understand why they are here. I say
I'm concerned now.
that it is unknowable.
So I've got a question, because I'm slightly panicking. They came first as offering, you join us or don't or whatever, die, as in your people or die physically. You chose die physically, fought against them, and then they sent in their dragons after, yeah? All right, so this might be wave one. Great. Just great. Shit.
I think it is an important distinction to remember that they didn't send in the dragons. The dragons are the rulers. The dragons are the thinkers.
I mean, are you certain about that?
How do you know this?
My people have done trade with Yin, one of their great dragons.
And how can you trade with a dragon? Do
Wait,
they
wait,
speak
wait.
out of their mouths?
He says, I thought you off. Maybe I've misunderstood something. I have a different question. I have that question too. I don't know how to say this indelicately, so I'm just going to say it. Don't you ride dragons? I mean, I've seen pictures and everything. And one of your ambassadors, he came right in and he was all, yeah, I ride dragon back home. Boastful like.
I have never ridden a dragon.
Well, all right, maybe not you personally. He said, but you is like a people.
It is known, yes.
So, wait. Oh, I'm trying to get my head around that.
As,
So, for me,
You
as-
can tame a dragon.
as there are many,
but you can also trade with them?
There might be different dragons.
as there are many peoples around the world.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I have a story about that. Will come on to me in due course. But we have to make the distinction between your dragons and your worms. Very important.
All right.
I have a legend that may relate to this. It's interesting. Your stories are tragic, and my heart weeps for the losses that you and your people have suffered through. But I wonder if
Toma whispers, "You cannot.
Thoughts and prayers.
You cannot eat
Thoughts and prayers.
weeping hearts."
I'm sure what you would have me do.
And they're like locked. Yeah, you get it.
Other than empathize, I'm not sure what else I can do. But if it is interesting to me that the conflict with your people was overseen by dragons, but the conflict with your people was not. That seems to me an interesting distinction.
I have never heard of a dragon ruling these people.
Well, they are all
Maybe they came in after.
they are the offspring of their empress, the dragon empress, who rules the empire.
Are they? All right.
I mean, presumably, if I even heard that, you just think it was a title for a
Totally.
person that looks like.
Yeah.
I have heard this title, but I'm thinking that it is a Cathayan woman,
Maybe
Who is
you weren't
called?
worth it.
the dragon.
Maybe they thought didn't need the dragons.
or they were willing to sacrifice the humans in their empire first. I believe they
There were
are.
no gunpowder for your lot, right?
I
Well,
only
in
have
Old
in your
story, you
tales.
don't know. You just know of the slaughter.
And
I do not. I know our great warriors were eaten by the dragon. They were not.
how long ago was it? Thousands.
You don't know. It's just folk myth, really. You don't know how long.
Long ago.
In
It
your
weren't in
in your
your
case,
lifetime.
one of the big problems is that your time is counted by generations, and many of the halflings are fertile from the age of 20 up to the day they die. That's for both men and women, meaning that the generations are exceedingly hard to track. 1 century could hold 4 or 5 generations, or 1, or even less than 1. So you could easily say, yeah, you
We
don't
do
use
not
your
count
years.
years.
You count generations,
But it is not in my living memory.
Right. Okay.
and you know how old you are.
I mean, I should say, I'm aware of a legend that relates to Cathay. What I know of them from the world now, contemporaneously, is, as I say, my people have traded with them. They have been civilized trading partners from our perspective. And as I say, the impression we have is that the dragons rule over the humans, which I hope the humans in the room will forgive me saying seemed like a very civilized and sensible way of doing things. They were long-lived, they were powerful, they were wise, and therefore perhaps better able to steer the geopolitical complications that might arise from ruling an empire.
Look at me like, what the fuck?
He's just like nodding, right?
Eisenbergen is this complex.
I don't think it is. I think you might be making up
There's literal,
He's
like,
100%
yeah.
making up important words as required.
I mean, I'm trying to transliterate as best I can. Eltharine is a complicated language.
Yeah, all right. So wait a minute. What you're saying is they live for a long time, so can make decisions that benefit over the long time rather than just short human lives. and
Yes,
stuff.
they have a.
So wait, they're like long-lived dragons. They're
well,
not just dragons; they're long-lived dragons.
well, all dragons are long-lived dragons.
Oh, I don't know that. All right, well, there we go.
Forgive me, all dragons are long-lived dragons.
Right,
But
go.
I do believe there's a legend. I remember it vividly. It was on a tablet of jade. A legend about our gods in the past, and when Hoeth, in seeking to understand the world, knew that he had to understand, that he was told, in fact, by Lilith, that to understand
Who?
another of our gods. One of our gods was told by another of our gods.
All right, so good gods.
Yeah,
All right.
Indeed. Hoeth, seeking wisdom, seeking to understand the world, was told by Lilith that to understand the world...
They're both gods, yeah.
Yes. He had to not just look down on the world, but to look up to the heavens. Yeah. And so he visited the celestial canopy in the sky. He visited Moreheg, who lives on the moon.
Wait, what? He says, who lives what way?
Moreheg, another of our gods, lives on the moon. She looks down
All right.
Which one?
over all of creation.
More, I presume. So Mosley.
There's 2. So
I believe this is an interesting quirk of language.
Oh, right.
You'll forgive my condescension, but your names are the wrong way round.
Why, what?
Yes, the name would be close to Mosley, but it is the other one, the white moon.
Mansley,
That is the moon.
the one that affects the tides.
That is the one on which Moreheg
All right.
resides. And she watches over the earth. She sees.
So wait a minute. Now, let me just see if I get this right. You're saying you got a goddess what lives on the moon, yeah? It's not the moon. It's just what lives on the moon,
Yes.
right? And the goddess that lives on the moon is that goddess's symbol the moon? No, that's Lilith.
No, that's Lilith who told Hoeth to visit Moreheg on the moon.
Right.
What
Sure.
does this have to do with the dragons and Cathay?
Wild.
I'm going to say it in the nicest way, but your gods are crazy.
You're crazy. That word is lost on me.
Your gods are your gods appear to have doubts. Yeah,
Beyond mortal ken.
Not sensible, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
that's
gods.
nonsensical.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, fair point. Yeah,
They are sensical. Opposite.
well, nonsensical.
Must be a nonsensical, or must be a sensical, yeah.
Sensical. Yes.
But what does this have to do with Captain?
Wait,
I do not care for the intricacies of your languages. I want to know what you know.
to be fair, nobody interrupted you. He's talked a lot, so let the elf finish.
I'm happy to be interrupted. As you say, Doria, we are seeking understanding, and sometimes that requires questions and clarifications. And I do understand that an extended thesis on the vagaries of language is not
That's why I interrupt
necessarily
him.
germane.
That's why I interrupt him. We've only had 3 conversations, and everyone we just yeah.
Forgive me. While Hoeth was on the moon talking with Morai Heg, and they were discussing, the vagaries of the future and the fate in the world and all the things that gods concern themselves with, one of her children fled the moon
Oh, it's right.
and fled to the earth. Now, this child, the tablet was vague on the details, but one thing was clear: this child possessed the ability to alter its form, a shape shifter, as you would say in your tongue.
Right.
There's a correlating legend around the Dragon Empress of Cathay. She came from the moon, they say.
They do not.
One child of which she, Morai Heg,
Morai
Lilith, who?
Morai Heg.
Morai Heg.
And this shape-shifting child came to Earth and was never able to be found because wherever Morai Heg or anyone would look for her, they would change her
So
form.
you are saying the Cathayans are ruled by dragon elves?
I'm saying that perhaps the dragons that rule the
I
Cathayans.
think you missed the divine dragon elves.
Oh,
Yes.
Divine dragon.
What I'm saying is that perhaps they're not dragons at all. She was a shape-shifting child of Morai Heg.
That might account for why you trade with them. Sorry, that might account for why you trade with them.
And explain why they have so little regard for life.
For short-lived species, true. But if they are descendant of Morai Heg, well, Morai Heg's gift is to see the strands of fate, to see the future.
we are not short-lived. I am 345
What?
seasons at least.
Fair enough.
Compared to a god.
He
Or
bows
in-
at you as if that somehow makes it better.
all mortals are short-lived compared to a god.
How old are you?
About 152.
I'm about 150 of your
You
age.
live a long time.
So
You're just a lady.
So what you're saying is that because they live long time, we can die. We
No,
are dust.
not at
in,
all.
In front of them.
But they see things different. They look over.
What I'm saying is perhaps, and this does not excuse their actions, I'm not seeking to excuse their actions, but perhaps there was a purpose behind their actions beyond senseless destruction or the eradication of people or the claiming of others' land. Perhaps they saw something or they sought after some future.
Then they could have told. They did not talk.
Indeed, as I say, I am
And
not seeking
we
to
are
defend their
concerned
actions.
with the goodness, the wealth and the prosperity, to the safety of our people, of the empire. Yes?
Here.
If they have a plan for many millennia, then they must tell it.
And Dory here says they do not speak to us either. If they are so long lived, why they no learn our languages? If they so divine, why they no communicate?
Yeah,
It's a good question.
it's a good question, isn't it?
They might see you as below them.
They
It's
did not like our
worth
people.
communicating with.
Whether they are divine or not, they did not like our gods. They do not like.
They curse
Down
our
you go.
gods.
Dowie gods don't talk to you.
Right,
Elven gods.
But they do not tell you to kill us and
I've
our
got a
gods.
question for you, if you don't mind me asking this, and it might be a bit sensitive, but this is possibly not. I mean, you were taught by Varenans, and it's from Varenans what I learned this from. There are lots of different types of people, yeah, and some people they are related and they can have children. Other people can't, yeah. My people, humanity, we can't have children with, say, for example, the Dawi, or with the Normie, yeah. So yeah, you're human. We've established this already, which means that we, obviously not making any suggestions, but we can.
It is a weird way.
What is a Cathayan? Is it human? Do you know? Is it not? Because if it's human, then maybe our gods are calling to them.
Well, our fighters fought their armies like any army until the dragons arrived.
Yeah, but are they human?
So,
Or are they
both-
something else?
To my knowledge, they are. That is my.
You think they're human?
My shipmates are that the humans serve the dragons.
No.
I might be able to shed some light on this. I think I might have the missing piece of the puzzle.
You think so?
Right.
Well, maybe we should take that up after the break.
I think that's
I think you
absolutely
probably
right.
should. Let's do that.
Hi, I'm Kath. I played Birdie on LAWhammer. If you've not seen us previously, sorry, Dan's doing things in the background. You'll meet him later. But if you like what we do, apart from what Dan does, please like, subscribe, visit our Patreon. Lots of free rules to be had. Join us on Discord. Brilliant community. I think you'll really enjoy it. And later you'll get me to see me beating Dan up. You asshole.
Six individuals gathered in a moot hall beneath the great rock where the imperial palace is being built have been sharing stories about Cathay, about dragons, and about other things like crazy moon beasts that have descended from the heavens. Sure. When one pipes up that she might have a tale that may be somehow related to all of this, concerning a certain gnome.
Thank you. So, like people are long-lived and our memories are long, and we collect our stories and with them our history. I'm fortunate to be descended from probably our greatest adventurer, Addict the Wanderer. He travelled the world, doing all kinds of magical and wonderful things. He brought peace to the greenskins through his silver tongue. He managed to persuade some wolf people not to eat him, which was quite the thing because he was quite plumptious and looked most delicious. But he did go to the place that we call Cathay, and he thought the people there seemed awfully nice, but they worked terribly hard and were terribly treated. And it came to him because he sees things as they are and not how they would wish to be seen, that perhaps all was not as it seemed. So in his own special way, he set about bringing it to light, because he's all about the truth and seeing things as they are. So he transformed himself into a monkey and declared himself the king. He put on a crown and he travelled the land. He said, I am your king, I am your monkey king, you must bow down and worship me. And he wasn't doing it because he believed he was. He just thought he would do it because he needed to attract the attention of the right folks. And of course, word got around, and those who were in charge were not happy with the idea of this pretender calling himself the Monkey King. So they came in their human forms and wagged their fingers and said, no, we rule this place. And he said, aye, that might be true, but you're ruling it with a lie, aren't you? And he revealed their true selves, because he likes to cut through that kind of thing. And lo and behold, they weren't humans at all, but lizard men, worms, the worst kind. And they had been leading their people astray for many, many years. Centuries?
Who knows?
Potentially. But suddenly it all became clear they had been mistreated and led on by people who weren't of their own kind and who had mysterious reasons of their own. And it turns out they weren't just the people that were upset by this particular turn of events, because the storm dragon turned up and she was not happy, and there was a great reckoning. And ever after, those lizard people not in charge anymore. My great ancestor, not a monkey anymore, went on his way, off to solve yet another problem somewhere in the world, bring his tales back home. But the Cathayans were led by worms for a while, and it wasn't pretty. So I think we do have to differentiate between perhaps the dragons who rule them and the lizard people who had different things on their mind, an agenda of some sort. And maybe the agenda that unfortunately led to the terrible tragedies might not have been the dragons or the Cathayans, but the worms.
Right. So, I'm not sure how to sum that. So your ancestor, he did wander the world and he encountered these folk.
Peace to the greenskins.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic tale, but not for now.
No.
Not for now.
Well,
He was a very silver-tongued individual,
Foolish.
some might say. Those who don't
They're not
know.
a peaceful people.
so
It would appear we have found something that elves and dwarves agree upon.
Well, clearly, we gnomes that know something you don't. But anyway,
so just let me try.
okay.
I'm confused as to who was ruling. It were worms that were ruling, or lizard folk
They
that
thought
were
they
ruling.
were humans,
Right. So
but they were really lizard folk with an illusion of humanness.
right.
When
right.
is this happening? How old is your ancestor?
That's a very good question.
No idea.
Long.
Well, how old
time
are
ago.
you?
How old am I?
350.
Yeah. I'm older than you. I'm 350, but you think you'll find that he is my great.
So this is a long time ago.
Yes. Again, within living memory, because our memories
I
are
am
very
not.
long.
I am not
Yeah.
suggesting it is not true. I am just trying to establish where it fits in this
Yes.
patchwork of terror that they have rained upon the peoples.
Oh.
What she's saying is that very possibly that the terror that were rained upon you could have been a different set of rulers.
Yeah.
I am hearing this.
Mm.
And
Just-
what
just
we
a
have now
theory,
could be,
but-
I mean, for all what was suggested, that these are mortal creatures that are perhaps making decisions based upon facts that our short-lived folk apparently can't come to terms with, not even if they were to be telling us. our feeble little minds can't quite put it together. But
I mean, something else to consider, not to cast aspersions on the veracity of your tale itself, but say your ancestor did bring peace to the Greenskins, something we find hard to believe, but let's take that on faith. It certainly didn't last, did it?
Oh no, this was just to save his own skin mostly. Let's be honest.
Perhaps the same is true in Gathane. Perhaps he did upset the cart of apples. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Yes. Perhaps he did this,
yeah,
but then he left,
You did a metaphor.
and they thank you, and they returned the apples to the cart and continued to eat them.
Yes, but what
that what
she
one does
was
with apples?
saying, what she
an
was
apple.
saying, louder because he can't understand. What she was saying is that this storm dragon returned.
And could the storm dragon not also have been a shapeshifter?
Well, it sounds like her ancestor, if he is anything like her, was very clever.
So your story said it were illusion. His story say it's a shapeshifter. I mean, do we know if either are true? I mean, they both sound like myths to me.
What is the shapeshifter half god that came from the moon,
Yeah, sure.
came down and was angry at what they had done?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might not be separate tales.
Any
they might be
ideas?
all
Welcome
ones.
here at a moot.
What I am thinking.
have an answer.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
Well, this is
Oh, I
good.
didn't expect this. It says,
might.
all right, Kazani, out with it.
What do
I'm
you know of
not-
my clan?
Wow. I
You
know.
said you wanted to meet us.
Yes.
What you know?
I know that you are, amongst your folk, legendarily clear-sighted, reasonable, fair, even-handed. I know that you took no sides in the foolish war between our peoples, and therefore you bear no grudges towards my kind.
We don't bear grudges. Waste of time.
Exactly. Precisely. This is why you are so clear-sighted. There are people out there who would kill me for the actions of my grandmother because she slew their ancestors. My question is, where does that end? It's madness.
Plenty. You know a lot. But what you haven't said is my clan go right back to the ancestor gods, to the layer. And she left us a rune which gave some of the people control over dragons.
Well, you won't now. He says, I'll be
They had
honest, I brought you
runes.
along because you've got a really good head. I didn't actually expect you to have anything to say.
They had runes, and the elves came, and they even saw the dragons. But there was this one time, right? We had a dragon, no wings, was under the chains. This is
Just go. I'm just imagining.
Worm.
You're saying your people used to capture dragons?
Worms.
Worms?
No.
Dragons.
wings as well.
Right, dragons.
But this one, about 2,000 year, 2 millennium, we had it. It was under the chains, as I said. And then just one day, you're like this, just up, turns into a man, fucks off.
What?
That goes with what I've been saying. They're tricksy.
Well, that would be not an illusion, though. Because if it was an
No.
illusion, they'd still be underneath
It'd
the
be
chains.
more like him, like a shapeshifter.
Maybe.
I mean, your story and his story, they're kind of mythic, so they might not be true, but there might be some truth in them.
Indeed.
What
Nah, this one's written down.
And this is a dragon without wings, which you are calling worm. What do you call dragons? With wings?
I mean,
Either. They're- yeah.
Right, that
w- it
seems
were-
strangely unspecific.
It
For
were a dragon though, because the runes they wouldn't work if it
right,
weren't a
so
dragon.
it is like
I mean,
a dragon, like I am a man.
Or perhaps like
Yes.
Ropsman and Berrigan, a human.
Yeah.
there.
Less so, I think.
No, I mean,
Well, you both have 2 arms.
yeah.
Not
These
every.
have 6 and wing.
Fair point,
Perhaps
actually.
our
But
These
there
are
are-
like elf and human.
There are physiological differences
or
between them.
Halfling and
Sure.
Exactly what I am
and
saying.
ogre.
Yes.
Ograth.
oh
They cannot have children together. That is what you are distinguishing. You say the Empire of Man is these peoples, not all of whom can have the sex and the children.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
Can have the
What
sex.
I am trying to
I don't believe that
distinguish.
necessarily.
he blushes. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, sure.
So it is a question, is the worm like the elf and the dwarf, the worm and the dragon, or is the worm and the dragon like the ropesman and the... What are you? What are you?
I'm a bit of a mixed bag.
The mixed bag.
Sure.
Does it matter?
I mean,
It sounds like our stories.
mesh.
There's bits of
I
truth.
feel I on the subject of truth, I feel I have misled you. And
All
I have
right.
a confession. to
Are
make.
you a dragon?
No,
in disguise?
no. But I
Just
did.
checking.
I answered a question untruthfully, and it has been weighing upon my conscience ever since. You asked me a question
Yeah.
about the moon,
Yeah.
and the truth is
Impossible.
there are 3 of our goddesses that are symbolized by the moon.
Right.
Lilith and Isha and Moriheg. None of them are the moon, but all of them are symbolized by the moon. The maiden, the crescent moon, the beginning of life, the mother, the kind of, yes, and then the crone, the full moon, the end of life. So all of them are symbolized by the moon. And Moriheg doesn't so much live on the moon. She lives in the celestial canopy. She sits upon the moon when she surveys the earth below. So I apologize for my earlier deceit.
So
How
more
does
like a
that
guard.
change the story?
More like a
It
guard.
doesn't, but
Okay,
I've
good.
spoken on truth, and it was weighing upon my conscience.
Thanks. He says, for the clarity.
I feel better for knowing that.
You are most welcome, my friend.
Out of character.
Yes.
The story that Tolman knows about the dragons.
Yes.
Does she know if they had wings or not?
No,
Do we have...
she's uncertain.
Okay.
It's the term dragon, dracon, dracon in her tongue. And you would presume it could be one or either, actually.
Does she have a sense of scale,
Big.
perhaps? Big.
Big.
Yeah.
Eating humans is that they're easy to be eaten, so
Uh-huh.
not small.
Yeah.
And swooping down from above, so that suggests wings.
I think.
Or they fly so
falling.
much.
Or jumping off the moon.
Of course! Whee!
Can't be
How
that
did they
far.
get there in the first place?
Ah,
Legs.
Really strong legs.
a beanstalk.
They jump.
I do not know about wings, but these dragons, these worms, are they all same size? Because the ones that ate my people, big, chomp.
I mean, my understanding of dragons is they start relative, like smaller and get larger the
I
longer they
see.
live.
From the stories that we tell, the storm dragon took out those worms, no problems. That chimes with what you're saying. They vary.
So in your story, worms are different to storm dragon. Storm dragon returns,
Very.
banishes these worms.
And begins to rule in their place. I'm picking up your accent.
It's difficult.
It is difficult.
I think we can agree on a few facts, as much as we have any facts here. Dragons exist, potentially. They can change their shape and
Dragons
size.
certainly.
They definitely
Exactly.
exist.
That is not exact.
There are more than one kind. But the Cathaeans as a whole are mostly people. They're not all dragons. And the ones sitting out in those boats seem very unlikely to be dragons, because why turn up in a boat if you can fly in and scare the crap out of people?
Subterfuge.
Really? It's not very subtle.
One were a dragon and now one appears to be an ordinary soldier of the line.
Then why not communicate? Why you just sit there bobbing around in a boat?
I am knowing. What I know is that you must be very careful. They destroy my people, the Pathaean Empire. They destroy
My people, they're
your
not.
people.
And also, we have talked about this. If they are in any way divine, or they believe these worms, if they believe they follow a divine path, they are being fooled. They are being used. I know we disagree
By what?
about the gods and the spirits.
By what? What's using them? What could use a big, pardon my language, but a big fucking dragon?
Well, apparently there is a goddess of elves big enough to sit on moon.
I think
That's a
moon
pretty-
is small.
It's a pretty big
I see it in sky.
sea.
It's just far away. It's not small, it's just far away. Like that boat. It's far away. It's big.
What?
How big's the room that we're in?
It's
And do we
a
have an
relatively
account
large
model?
circle.
like we'll just like walk away from you.
You observe that to your eye I become smaller the further away I go.
The room is nowhere near big enough for 6.5 foot elf to shrink.
He looks like the
He's just
same
used-
elf we did before.
Please tell me you're using your cape to cover your body. You're just kneeling down. I'll just go down the stairs.
I'm dead. You've killed me.
It's just 3 halflings in a cape.
But even if it is 4 miles away, this moon, you would be able to see her sitting on it. The boat, I see the people sit with my telescope. You would be able to tell.
No,
But from
This is outrageous.
from a distance you can eclipse a mountain with your thumb.
What is this eclipse?
I don't
cover.
know.
yeah,
It means cover.
Well, why did he not say this?
Where has your face
I
gone?
believe it's called. I believe it's called bullshit.
All pops.
I learned that recently.
I think we have gotten distracted. Regardless of moon size.
Right. So what do we know for sure?
There are
Pathaeans,
Dragons.
a human.
I'll got some questions just in general. First, if you were to look at what happened to your folk, yeah? Do you think there's any way it could be justified? No. You're on the receiving end, so I imagine the answer is no. But that don't mean that you can't look at it and try to figure out why they could possibly do such a thing.
I believe that they thought they were justified because of the lies they made up about my people.
Killers and
Yes,
thieves.
the eaters of children. We get hungry, but we would not take a child that was.
There's a pause there! As he
They
folds
made
his
that
arms.
true though.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yes, they did.
And you have this hunger.
Yes, the hunger of bigger than the gods
But,
cannot be satisfied.
all right.
We were a mighty and powerful people.
You know, you might have said that in the last move.
What?
You know, that you're very hungry. Oh, that's going to put a strain on crops and the like, innit?
But you have not let in my people.
There's like 70,000 of you.
But it's like not the.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
But even the elf understands.
No, she means the rest of her people. You the dwarf king
That the
sundered her
dwarf
people.
king has sundered.
Yeah.
Your grot.
Yeah.
He's not marking.
No, well, I'm just talking about your lot. I mean,
They're not like super hungry, like hungry.
they totally are.
Yeah, but they're not like eating people
No,
hungry.
they'll eat like 10 times the amount of a normal human on an average day, if they could. Maybe more.
Or you're to tell somebody you ate a baby's arm once.
But I have heard you have said that this is Ulrich's hunting ground, that it is bountiful here. That as far as the eye can see, there is food and there is feasting.
Yeah, but there's still being open with your prospective future partners about the resources that you might require.
What we have said what we require. We require the food to feed our people.
Oh, right. So saying that these two myths that they've got over here, yeah?
What?
These two myths that they've got over here. Myths, yeah.
The mouth.
Myths.
Stories.
Oh.
The stories.
The stories.
tales,
On
the
one
tales.
side, yeah, we have got ourselves lizard folk and dragon folk and all sorts of different things, and importantly, it's illusion. And on the other side, it's like a shapeshifter and a dragon and whatnot. Yeah, they're different because myths aren't necessarily true because they are repetitions of stories that have been passed down. Yeah, we all have our different stories. Who's to say you weren't always like this?
What?
Who's to say you weren't always hungry?
Oh.
What?
What I'm trying to say, anything's open in the moot. What I'm trying to say is that you were persecuted by another people who didn't want to be eaten.
But we hunted on the plain.
Yeah, well, what if they thought the plains were theirs, yeah? They moved in and then you came back maybe 10 years, 20 years later. For you, not a lot of time because you lived for a long time. But for humans, that's a whole generation has passed. And now there are the food on the plate, yeah?
What? So you are saying that it is my people's fault that
No.
we are hungry? What?
I am not saying
You
there's any
are-
fault anywhere. What I'm saying is you've got one story and they might have a different one. And it's always worthwhile getting both sides of a story before you start making any sort of conclusions. Your story is very heartfelt. It is very real because something happened and you are being ruined. Your families have been destroyed. They did something, but maybe it was retaliatory on their behalf. Maybe it weren't. I don't know the truth, and that's what I'm trying to say. I've got to be very careful in what I'm going to be saying to His Imperial Highness, because this is just all stories. But these are dangerous stories, because we might be trying to make these people something they ain't. We might end up going to war with someone we don't want to go to war with.
Well, why do you not just ignore them like I am suggesting?
Because they might be able to go to war.
Well, then you are not going to go to... Then they are going to war. They are a warlike people.
Yeah, that's my concern.
And
But they are also capable of trading in peace.
but perhaps because you are far away and very strong.
We are a lot more powerful than you.
But the vampires expand.
So there's
They're
that.
not far away. from
Your
home.
story said that you were appeasing a great god. Yeah? And they swept in because they didn't agree with it. Yeah?
No.
And you said, I won't change. We have to appease this god.
No.
And they went, well, we're going to stop you by destroying all your lands so you can't stay here anymore. And you left.
No.
So they stopped you from doing what they didn't want you to do.
And anger the dog, the god, the god.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
They did not like that there was another power.
But they didn't go to war with you. They just drove you out. That's very different to what happens over here.
Well, they tried, but we fought back.
It sounds from the story more like they went to war with your god than with you.
Oh, you've got a question. How did you appease your god? What did you do to keep it happy?
Sacrifices. That's common.
Of our own people?
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
suspected as much.
Youths were marched into the volcano and given to it to appease its fiery hunger.
We took care of it. No. We took care of it in our own way. With our own people.
So are you saying, in a roundabout kind of way, that this is a a combination of morals and ethics and resource management.
Well,
Well,
if it's...
what
I like
Doric
your tone.
has said.
We're learning a lot from hanging out with you.
What Doric has said that we have not focused on. You turn the story around, but what you have not highlighted
Yeah.
is that they moved into our lands,
Yeah.
and that was when problems started.
And that is the problem that your people have with my people right now. Well, your continuing practices that His Imperial Highness does not recognise
I
as
understand,
acceptable.
but it's different
And
situation.
Exactly what you're describing is probably what he's going to do. But he's going to be, if anything, worse. I know what he's like. And he ain't going to go down well.
So you may have more in common with these Cathayans than you first
Well, it
thought.
depends on the root cause, doesn't it? Why?
Because they are colonizers. They take land.
But they didn't take your land, you said. They left it broken and burnt.
Because they did not like the land. But they were there to take land initially.
Or were they there to stop your worship of your god? Because that was the choice they gave you, and it seems that that is ultimately what they've achieved.
But that is none of their business. It is our god. Why are they
Allowed
Allow-
to decide? Yes. Why are they allowed to decide that what we do is wrong?
Is
I
that
think
not
this is what
the
the
nature
priest-
of all
This
wars?
empires.
That someone has
Yeah.
strength and decides to wage war on someone else.
But
Yes,
they,
but you have asked us here for our experiences, and now you are trying to tell us that our experiences are our own fault because of our own
I don't
practices?
No,
No.
he
Nobody has said
suggested maybe there's another story. Not you're wrong.
Yeah.
But-
I'm trying to understand what... I am taking your stories at face value. I am accepting them as true, yeah? Because I have to. And that's for
Yes,
all
but
of you.
you said, what if we were always hungry? We know that before they called down this great maw upon us, the Ogrot could work with them. We were not always like this.
Work with who?
The Cathayans, we trade with them, we work with them.
Yeah,
It is only when they do not like what we do that they call down this great curse upon us. They will call it on you.
Yeah, they were up by far pass.
What?
Almost 500 of them on both sides.
I do not understand what
Where the
you
big
say.
war?
The Cathayans.
No.
What he saying?
We had a big
I'm
war
not sure.
about 15 years ago, yeah? Down in the Black Mountains, place called Blackfire Pass. It's what dragged all the tribes in the right basin together, all of them, against a common enemy, the Greenskins. They intended to wipe out everything. All of us, you too, if you've been let through, everyone. You probably had trouble on your side of that world's edge, I imagine. And there were ogres there on both sides. They were fighting on the greenskin side, and there were some fighting on our side. So, what I'm trying to say is that your opinion that they can't be worked with, I don't know if that's true either. I didn't deal with them, but I know someone who did. And they were paid in pigs. 200 head of pig.
But you said you know not of my creatures, my
wasn't
brothers.
sure.
I've pretty much put it together now, though. Yeah. Scary fellas.
But-
really scary fellas.
this is after your
That's 15 years ago.
have yes, but 15 years ago is after the Great Fire from
Yes.
heaven.
Yeah, like long after, I think, from what she was saying.
The hunger
He was saying,
exists.
Not that, but that you know
They changed us.
after. You do not know
Yeah.
before.
I agree. What I was saying is, I'm trying to figure out. I have one job here, and that's to figure them out. Your story, it's clear. I don't need to figure it out. You figured it out for me. I'm trying to figure out if there is any good in what they did. I've got to. And your position is no, there ain't. No good. There's none. And that is absolutely right position to take. If I were you, I would take it. But I can't look at it like that alone. I just can't. Because if that's the case, then this could just be the first steps towards a forward invasion. They might be doing to us what they did to you. And I don't want that to be the outcome.
Dor-
I'm looking to avoid that.
Doric, what makes you think that it is up to you and the Emperor? Because if they do not like what you are doing, which they do not because you have different goals.
If you are right, yeah? And they're coming to do this to us, and I say that to him, he will fucking let loose. He won't wait for them. I don't think you understand what this Sigmar is like, yeah? He's killed my father because he stood up to him. He killed me uncle. I'm with him because he's fucking terrifying. Yeah? When he wants something done, it gets done. Which is what I was trying to impart to you the other day when we were sitting down and you were saying, I ain't changing. You have to fucking change. Because if you don't change, you're fucking dead. He don't do half measures. And these fuckers, if they are as terrifying as you're suggesting they might be, he's going to make a really big enemy. And he's going to be happy doing it. Because he's like that. There's a reason he bound everyone together. He's got a silver fucking tongue, and it's right here. I stop people dying. That's my job. I stop folk dying. Idiots like you are my problem. No, respect. We're in a moot. I can call you an idiot, and I will. I am calling you an idiot because you will not look at reality. All you look at is everything from my position. You got to look beyond that. You got to have empathy. You got to move beyond your shore and see that other shores work differently, and you have to find somehow to make them work in the middle. Now, that doesn't mean you change everything. It just means that you make accommodation. You don't want to make accommodation, and I'm afraid that they don't either. And if that's the case, we are roundly fucked. And that's why I'm getting worried by what you're saying here, because if this is coming, if they are coming for us, it's going to be a war unlike anything we've seen before, because he won't back down. Him and his fucking hammer.
So, but this is not better to be prepared?
Ah, yeah. Wouldn't it be great, he says, if we turned our attention to them and away from you?
We did not back down, and we were cursed forevermore. I respect what you say. I see you are a good man who wishes the best for his people and all of these people. So I do warn you that if you tell your Sigmar what you say and he goes after them, then this curse may come to you. And I would not wish this curse on any god, any man, any creature of the sea or the earth.
But I'm trying to understand why it were brought down in the first place. And that's why I tried to suggest would you accept the possibility that your myth is a myth and that you were always hungry and that your hunger drove you to their borders and they couldn't stop you and they tried and they brought down elves upon you.
I mean, they probably always were hungry people.
Got a big tummy.
It is possible, I grant you, that if a child was wandering alone in the herd lands, one of the Ogrot may have snatched it. It is possible. It is not our way. We follow the herds. We do not wish to eat your children. And it is possible that the borders would have...
You say your people are away trapping dragons.
Aye.
Is that lost?
Is it?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, it's just...
It don't
it's,
work
you,
fully.
No. Let's be as clear as we can be. it's not here, it's where it was used. And you know exactly what happened to that.
It's lost. No, it's not lost. It's abandoned. They not only were... Oh, fuck, lost the accent. No, I was going to do this normally.
Not only.
Gone.
Good.
Not only were we doing this.
They
Fuck
were
ourselves.
trying for dragons, but they also found... The word demons is used now currently, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They found demons.
Oh, they were a bit too successful then.
My grandfather, Alaric, he thought he could deal with it, but
Right.
we weren't quite successful. It was a bit successful, but we had to leave it. We needed more time.
To leave it.
We did. We sealed it and left it.
Where is this?
Let me understand.
Carrick Skoog.
Where is this?
Were you saying there's a bunch of demons buried somewhere?
Yep,
Aye.
in Carrick Skoog.
That's a story I've not heard before.
No.
You know very little about it
Yeah.
other than they project as ghosts.
It's fine, I'm sure.
They couldn't see Alabama. Oh no.
What?
And you know the north.
North.
You
Yes.
know, would Ulf know the demons come with the north? Or do we just know the north are bad folk?
Very bad folk from his perspective. Pardon me.
But
yes.
not related to demons.
No,
No, yeah.
not necessarily.
Yeah,
Not in your memory.
Yeah.
And would she make the link, or is it just so different how she thinks about it?
Demons, from her perspective, don't exist. Demons
Sure,
are just
yeah.
spirits.
But does she know that other people think
Yes.
about it that way?
Yes.
That's exactly the problem you seem to have right now. What?
I should say as well,
Casually.
my grandfather is making weapons for your lot.
Pardon?
He's making,
What do you mean?
Is this the same guy?
you know, Sigmar's hammer, right?
Yeah.
From the king.
Yeah.
It's powerful, innit?
Yeah.
My grandfather's making similar to give to the humans, to the empire.
Teach of the tribes. I'd heard whisper.
Mm.
To
So if these Cathayans want a war, there'll be powerful weapons.
is this linked to your previous story of
To the runes.
trapped
Aye.
demon?
So
Mm.
I did not understand this. You trapped dragons, and by accident, you also trapped demons.
I think so, but
Which perhaps lends weight to the idea that they are divine in some way, right? Because if they are made of the same essence, then they could be trapped by the same thing.
they weren't the same runes,
So,
though.
I mean, the most important thing for me is the word lost. You're saying that we can't use that. Your family, in the past, by your ancestors, was given the duty to track down what dragons or something and trap them. They went beyond that duty and started trapping much worse, which sounds like not a bad thing. Trapping them, taking them out of commission or whatnot. And then it all went a bit wrong, and they closed it up shop and went, "We'll come back later."
It were Alaric. He reckoned once they came, it was easier to deal with them. You could count them. I don't know.
This is beyond me.
Aye.
Well,
He's gifted.
Well, if your only way of dealing with demons, spirits, is
No.
by hitting them. Of course, it's difficult. I don't know what this counting thing is, but There are other ways. The ways we disagree on, but there are other ways.
Sacrifice your people. 16
That-
virgins.
That was big God. There are different ways. I am not saying I am big fan of spirits. I am not friend
God.
of spirits. Spirits are. They just are. And they have things that they do and things that they require. And as long as that is met, they behave in predictable ways. Humans, creatures of this world, do not. Now, if we are saying that dragons are creatures of other world, then perhaps we can start talking. I can help.
Because you know what they will do.
Exactly, because they have different
But
needs.
but if they are of this world and they are humans, then they may have changed so much since they dealt with my people and since they dealt with your people. In which case, what we tell you is of no matter.
Exactly.
But if not, is matter.
I'm not sure I get this. What you're saying is these entities are like, you suggest, potentially of divine origin, then they might be easier to deal with because then at least you can predict what they're going to do because they are what they are.
Da.
Is that right?
Da.
Oh,
They are,
fuck.
they are the children of Morag. Good luck. Predicting anything. She sees all.
Well, that in and
But-
of itself is certain. You say certainty.
If she
You
sees
predict what she does.
if
No,
she
I
sees
predict-
all, there means that there is an all to count. There is an amount of all.
You know what's most disturbing? It's beginning to sound like it makes sense. He says, as he rubs at his forehead, I'm not sure I can
If-
tell any of this to him, though.
If this Morai Heg was human, she would not see all. Mortal, if she was mortal, but you know she sees all. That is what she says to you. You agree with her with your disagreement. Elf is not so clever, it turns out. A rocksman. We will drink
Stop
later. Spence on crack. I bring family.
Predicator.
Tie down all your stuff, everyone.
Count the children.
And their fingers and arms.
You're sacrificing halflings, you're eating them.
It's a match made in heaven.
So, I mean, we're really getting nowhere.
No,
I suppose what you can tell Sigmar
We
with
know.
some certainty is that they are a powerful nation and to be treated with caution.
Yeah.
Empires don't mix.
They live very far away.
God, it is caution in Sigma.
And they came down the river.
Came up the river.
From the sea.
Yeah.
To the west.
Yeah.
They have sailed a very long way.
Have they? Have they?
Well, they live far to the east over land. That journey is
For. Yeah.
far.
Well, what the fuck have they come all this way for then?
Maybe.
All right, there's a question for you all. Why would they come here? We're so far away from them. From what I can tell, yeah? What I can tell, her people are from really far away. Your people are from really, really far away. And if what you're saying is true, then these Cathains have been driving out other folk for a long time. I mean, you suggested they even drove out. No, it was you, the Tutigans. They drove them out and sent them over the world's edge.
It is so.
Yeah? Well, if that's the case, they're really far away.
Oh,
yeah?
it is thousands of leagues till my old lands, and then 1,000 leagues again. Knows nothing of distance.
Obviously. It's good enough for him. As he goes, yeah,
It is
well,
far.
yeah, so we ain't on the border, we ain't doing something they're aware of, what would bring them all the way here? I mean, what would it be? Your people speak to them, you say they trade. Would they be talking? I mean, they don't even know about us.
Maybe if child of Morai Heg tells them that there is something of note here and they come.
That is one hypothesis.
I was going to suggest curiosity.
But how would they have heard? It is so far. So far. It take the Ogrot so many years to walk.
But
It is faster by boat.
you are only thinking of Morto.
It's hard to know.
In other world
Yeah.
where spirits live,
Right.
distance.
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, we could talk to a witch or something.
But they
I suppose.
no matter.
they have sent their mortals, though. They have sent the humans.
Yeah, but perhaps distraction. While you worry about boat, there is dragon flying above. You do
He
not
looks
know.
up at the ceiling. Maybe it's if a dragon's going to suddenly pop out of it. Looks back down from the fluted roof.
Much
Looks back.
faster to fly, I would imagine.
Yeah, but tiring, eh? I mean, it's much faster for me to run all the way to Carrick somewhere, but I don't. I walk. I take a horse. I mean,
I can't help wondering, you're assuming this is the first time they've been here. They may have had spies here for forever, and now they're interested in what's going on because there's a sea change.
a rival empire.
There's another.
Maybe it's just a
you're-
diplomatic effort.
Yeah, maybe you're aligned. You're
Well, indeed.
closer.
There is another option which is perhaps less palatable for some people in the room.
Oh, yeah?
Or perhaps they've come to finish the job.
Oh. Yeah, he'd like that. Although he's already made a treaty with your folk. So, he'll defend your folk. That's it. His word. It's been
I
given.
mean, it's been like so long. If they come, would
It's
have
been,
finished the job, they would have come
it's
by
been
land.
hundreds of generations.
It has
for you,
been so many
probably.
generations.
I mean, you have to tap it all the way back.
I
but
would have to count and check my
check the
answer.
half and labour.
Check,
But,
but you do not understand how easily they could have crushed us if they wished to.
I
Many,
didn't suggest
many.
finish the job on your people.
Then why did they leave us alive? Thousands of years ago, they took our lands, they destroyed, they did not kill us. We left.
Do you practice the same spiritual beliefs you did when they first attacked you?
who knows? I mean, it's been so long. It's all myth, innit?
I have
It's
lived a
something to
long
consider.
life and I have learned from my people and have guided my people based on those teachings, but
All right. He says, I'm going to lay it out. Roll me dice, yeah? I, he says,
It means everything.
32-year-old, yeah? 32-year-old in me 32 years, I've seen some pretty nasty stuff. I were a kid when the empire were built, and my father were killed. Red. My family didn't do so well. But here we are, 15 years later, and things are built. Things are doing well. Yeah, and here I am. I'm in a position where I can do something. Who are you? I want to know who you are. Tell me. How old are you? Where are you from? What's what?
I am Ulf Stoneheart. I would estimate in your years around 350 years old.
Yeah.
I have many descendants, and that is what I care about. I care about my people, and I care about their prosperity within this empire which we have been passed into.
And
I
what-
am a dutiful servant of your king, Emperor.
Emperor. Yeah. You were a chief. No longer. Right. Yeah. So your position's pretty clear. You are independent in thought. You are very clear in your story and where you come from, but you have made changes to your stated goals in life to try and fit in here. And your people do pretty well, yeah?
That is so.
Yeah, all right.
And I would not wish for him to take revenge upon these people for us, for that is not our way.
Yeah, quite. How about yourself, then?
You know who I am. I'm a man of the Empire.
Yeah, I still want to hear it, though.
How old is he?
He's not old, he's like 60 odd.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just a baby.
Yeah, he's a kid, young, idealistic, with lots of ideas and lots of
shorter
stories.
beard?
Yeah, his beard's sitting about
Yeah.
there, yeah.
I'm of Gazani. And I apparently have a good mind. I can listen.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What's best for the Empire?
Yeah. All right, Peddler, how about you? And none of your talk where you don't actually answer anything. I want to hear you say who you are, how old you are, and what you want, what you represent, eh?
all right.
What do you want? It's not just, who you're... I don't want to hear about your queen or any of that nonsense. You!
I'm of the Nonny. I'm 315 years old. We've come to an accommodation with the Empire. You live above ground and we live below ground, and that seems very compatible. We want to live in peace. We want peace and quiet. We don't want war. We want to just live our lives, and we'd like our lives to be peaceful. And if being part of the Empire can do that, then we're all for it.
All right, how about you, Stalash?
As I have said before, I'm around 150 years old. I hail from Ulthuan, specifically from Tiranoc. The land was ravaged during the Sundering. Many of my people are...
Sundry?
I believe my life may be forfeit were I to attempt to tell you that story at this point, perhaps later over a glass of wine.
All right, fair enough. He says, I'm all up for a glass of wine.
Halfway nervously.
All right, yeah, sure.
Most of my people are insular, inward-looking. They look after what is best for them, and that alone. I and others feel we should reach out more. We should rekindle relationships across the world as we did in the past. It's why I seek a treaty with the Gazani, and when I heard of what your empire is becoming, seeing these disparate species coming together in a single land, that is breathtaking to me. And I wish to bask in that light, but I also see opportunity for all of us there.
Yeah, that's why you're here. How about yourself?
I do not understand importance of age, but if we must.
Yeah.
I am Trollman, as you know. I am 480 years old.
Pardon?
480 years old.
Oh, all right. Do you understand concept of year?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
About
I was,
full passing of seasons.
Yes.
How?
I was going to ask the same question. I was unaware that your kind could be so
Ow.
well-lived.
You are a human, right?
Yes. With your understanding of gods, I am blessed.
So what God has blessed you at, so to speak?
It is not so simple.
All right, so you're old. What are you all about then?
My people have an understanding. I have been doing this for a long time. We wish to show people, take the, there is a saying in my language, take the scales off of the eyes. Yes?
No.
You do not see
Put
because
scales in their eyes.
over eyes.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Take them away, you see the truth. Yes?
I wonder if that originates from the shape-shifting dragons.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
I
thing.
was thinking of fish, but okay.
Or to see the truth beneath.
Yeah.
If they're shape-shifting dragons.
Especially if it's tied through to your language and your myths.
Perhaps.
what I know
I don't want
You
to
know
know.
that you've lived so long.
is that,
I do.
in my understanding of the world and what is beyond, the gods are not our friends.
No. What?
They, gods, spirits, and demons, as you call some of them, they have their own purpose, and we are brass coins in your pocket. You lose some, you get some. Does not matter. You are pawns in one land amongst many.
Not all gods. Not my gods. My ancestors.
Isha loves
Take
us.
care.
We're her children.
I do not mean to offend. In my experience, the gods I know, the spirits I
And
know,
the gods are there to be used.
Bungie gods.
All right, I see it. Oh, I get it. They didn't like you because of what you did with the gods. Now, does that make them one of them, or does that just make them not like gods? Who knows?
And maybe it's just all myth and
Happenstance.
I protect my people. I
All
look
right,
for asylum.
folks, what do you think? Look, I'm going to have to go to him. We've got ourselves an unknown force sitting not on our border, but in our city. He points that way, that direction, right now. And they're just sitting there. And like an half moon, they're pregnant, waiting for a potential that we don't understand. We don't know. And you've told me some pretty terrifying tales. You've also possibly dropped down some maybe solutions. If they are dragons, maybe there's a way to stop them if we go up north and we try to do something. Or maybe whoever is making those things, I mean, I don't know about that, but I could definitely ask him. He might know about it. I mean, I do know a bit about it, but I don't know enough about it.
Sigmar would, yeah.
Maybe you would be able to do something to stop them, bind them, prevent them. The question is, what do you all think?
But as we've seen, although the dragons are not mighty, they required no dragons to face a very powerful military force. Their mortal forces are also to be feared.
Well, that is not true. It is true, but we were winning against their mortal forces. It was the forces from the sky, the gods, the Mo, the dark fire which rained down upon the land and took the very meat from our bones, that cracked the marrow inside the children, that was sucked out by the hungry mothers.
I appreciate that, but their empire
Cannons.
is vast. And the people to their rulers are at thousands upon thousands. They will think nothing of sending them to their slaughter. When one lives for a long time, and you have lived far longer than I, your perspective changes. You realize that victory is not something to be sought in a day or a week or a month. It's something to be won over millennia.
I do not, you say canon to me. The Mo came from the heavens. A great sky fire that destroyed leagues, hundreds of leagues of fertile land. That is what they can wreak upon you. You look at Ulrich's mighty hunting grounds, and you look upon despair if they wreak it upon you.
Perhaps that was the arrival of their empress.
Or maybe it wasn't related at all, it just happened to coincide. Things fall from the heavens from time to time. It's not necessarily anybody's fault.
Never have you said anything that makes your character seem more guilty.
Holy shit! It weren't me!
Some these terrible things just happened.
There's a little meteor dance.
Setting that aside, because there's no getting over the impact that it had regardless. This is a test of the Empire. Ask not necessarily what they want. But how, as an empire, do you greet people from other empires? How do you wish to be perceived? Do you wish to attack everyone who turns up, or do you want to be treated like...
I think we know what my opinion is. I ain't necessarily the last word in this.
But
My mother always said, always take the most generous view until proven otherwise. So assume they're visitors, treat them as such, till such time as they tell you otherwise, then you kick their ass.
offer an embassy, offer trade. We have, as I say, traded with them for a very long time.
Yeah, they don't seem to be responding though, do they? Standing there.
Maybe they're waiting for somebody whose boat's a bit late, and they're not allowed to engage.
But he talks. Have you sent the boats out to them?
Yeah.
Have you sent him presents?
Oh, we sent them all sorts of stuff. Everyone's been rebuffed, turned down.
Oh.
And, yeah. No, nothing. So what do you all think?
Perhaps if your theory is right, my head would be great present.
It might be worth a try.
Sorry, I'm telling Birdie.
A sacrifice. A sacrifice to the gods.
If that is what you wish, but it is not my suggestion. Not just because it is my trade, but because sacrifices only last for a short period of time. Once you start sacrificing, that is the relationship you have started.
Yeah.
I only have one head. What head are you sending next?
No, that's a good point. There ain't no way to establish a working relationship. Well, what do you all think?
I say,
Don't talk to me.
as much as I do not like,
I want to hear what you
The
think
critic.
as a group.
as a people, we do not get along, of course. But they have been here. We know that, for example, your people trade with them. Your people used to trade with them. There must be ways to communicate. Find, discuss. A killing can happen
It's
later.
too far. They're not here to trade.
No, but
I no, but what you are saying is that because they have been traded with by at least 3 of this party, we know that they do trade, and trade means peace. They are not here to trade, but trade is not war.
It also suggests that there may be people out there who can talk to them, and maybe you just need someone to act as an intermediary who maybe speaks.
that,
Maybe your
like
people can.
Well,
when you first came to me and you bring out hand, and I go, why you do this?
Yeah.
Right, but you learn.
Yeah, we learn. But they're just not taking anything, are they? They're taking no approach.
how did Geldy come to trade with him?
We have for a very long time. It far predates my birth.
And how do you speak?
Well, as I said, I myself have not traded with them. I knew people have, so I have never spoken with them.
But you like learning things, perhaps?
Oh, I would be very. They will not understand my tongue, but I'd be willing to try.
Maybe one of them does.
Perhaps. I'd certainly be willing to try that. I do wonder, perhaps, whether if they have been drawn near by the creation of the Empire, if they have been drawn near by Sigmar's victories and your victories that have followed, or perhaps
Some victories.
perhaps they're looking to meet him.
Or he was going to suggest maybe you've just not taken the right people to say hello.
What does that mean? Who's the right people?
Sigmar.
Oh, he's been dead.
That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
That's ruined that plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
that feels like an important detail you could have mentioned.
Yeah, he had a little wander around, he did.
What about
Shouted
you?
at them
Have
for a bit.
Have you
But-
gone down yourself?
He tried to
But-
speak with him.
Did they know that this is Sigmar?
Oh, I don't know what they do, don't know. They don't give off anything. They just sit there, saying nothing, doing nothing, just staring at
Did you
like
do
the blooming
the,
statues.
the announcement?
Oh, well, we've said all sorts of things in lots of different languages as well. At least 5 or 6. maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 6. Yeah, 6.
How many boats?
There's 15
I thought we started with
with one big one.
single. Okay,
and a
cool.
bunch
And
of smaller
15 in
ones.
total. Okay.
Yeah, one big junk, really big one, and a bunch of smaller
Big
ones.
enough to hold a dragon.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, if they can shapeshift to human, they're all big enough for it.
That's a very good point.
Point taken
That's
also.
a very good point.
Yeah.
Do you not have any people who can see shapeshifting? Sure, you have.
No. I mean, maybe a witch from the marshes or something.
Or like, do you have priests?
No.
Then maybe your gods can help you.
No. I don't know what you're
Gods
talking
don't
about.
care, remember?
Hence this joke I am trying to make.
It is my belief in that.
I mean, it's a bunch of Southerners, they've got some chit on that front, but no, not something that we're going to be. I mean, the gods do their own stuff, don't they? We try to avoid their gaze. What are you going to say?
If they were here to crush you, they would have done that already.
There's no benefit in sitting there. Surprise would have been what they should have done. The fact that they haven't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they were not sure of your strength, then you do not observe that by sitting in a river. You observe that with spies and reconnaissance.
Yeah,
So, but it strikes me that they are waiting for something. Now, I have made my feelings clear upon them, that should you take the wrong path, you will reap a whirlwind upon your people.
what's the right path?
But
What do y'all think the right path is?
from what I have seen, the wrong path was. Well, we cannot say who struck the first blow, but fighting them is what reaped the whirlwind.
Said who struck the first blow.
Or
Ate the first child.
We cannot say that.
Well, you can.
Are you saying ignore them? Let them be?
Oh, if they're going to be patient, then you be more patient.
Eventually, the supplies will.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly.
Yes, I think that if it would have flown, then you just wait. Their supplies run out and you provide them with supplies. But if that will not fly because the man is impatient, he is proud,
Yeah.
he is a warrior,
Mm.
and he will be itched like a fly and a cowtail by their presence. He will swat it if he is not given something else to do.
We're in Moot. We can be nice and blunt. He's had authority his entire life. Since he was a teenager, he's not used to anyone saying no to him, and he doesn't like something standing against him. He doesn't like something just sitting there. He just doesn't like it. And when he asked me to sort something for him, he wasn't saying, what I want you to do is come back with a nice solution for all of this. I mean, it's exactly what he said, but he wasn't saying that. What he was actually saying is, tell me something to stop me from going down there and sinking them.
I think it is test.
He sees it as a threat.
I think it is test of his metal.
Yes. What if
I
this
agree.
is...
I think this is a test. They are here to see what he's about. If he swats them, to your point, they have lots of folk. They will bring the rest of them down like a hammer.
But
Or they will simply cut you off, and you will lose the benefit of a relationship with them.
But if
There are great opportunities
Yeah.
here.
What do you all think?
I do think it's a test. I agree. On that, we can agree.
If Sigmar can be rattled by bots, then that is good information to have.
But it is so far to come. Why do they come here? How do they know of him?
Yeah.
What is so important? We know from these stories that they have some harmony in their land. They care for their land. They put the wall, the bastion to the north. They care for the land. The people we do not know. If they are immortal, if they are ancient, then the people, they come, they go, they are part of the land, like the herd beasts.
I wonder,
So why they care?
what if there's some unifying thing that isn't about lands at all, but some bigger problem, and they are trying to work out whether we would be allies or not. So they're here to test the Sigmar.
I hear theorising. I don't hear conclusion.
We've said our conclusion.
No, you said your conclusion. I haven't heard the conclusion. That's not quite the same thing. I wouldn't put words in anyone else's mouth.
I think it's a test, wait and see.
I am suspicious of this wall that they have put up. These forces that they are keeping out. Why fight us but not them? Right?
For the north.
For the north. What if they are considering war for us?
I do not think that the conclusion that we must reach for the Emperor is what they might be doing, because we have all the information we have and we do not know. So instead, what we must chart a way forward is what is best for the people, what is best for this land. I say the elf goes. Have you tried an elf?
I think that's not a bad idea, because we
A
know
lot
they
of them
like
are out,
elves.
I'm very willing to talk
Your
with them.
people trade with them, so they know your face type. What you look like. They know you can be reasonable and civilized. They do not know this of these people.
Like I said, some kind of intermediary. Common people.
And you set out what this empire is about. It is about the words. You are good with the words. You give him what the words are.
Yeah.
And you state that, and if they take exception to that, then they take exception to you. You should not worry about what they think. You reap the whirlwind, yes, but you reap the whirlwind for who you are. Not for a lie, not for fear, but for who you are.
I think that gets, perhaps accidentally, to the exact crux of the situation. Who are you? You ask, not you as a man, but the Empire. What is this Empire? Is it a...
I said that earlier.
Is
They're testing to see what you're about, we're about.
Are you a group of petty barbarians who respond aggressively when their pride is pricked?
What if we all go? You have sent humans, you sent dwarves, half.
There's been dwarves, and ain't been none of your folk.
What if we all go together? And we say, this is what we are. You take us or you leave us. You have cursed us before. Maybe they forget this because they are not long-lived. We maybe do not say this, but we go and say this is what we are. What do you wish?
And what, they don't respond like they haven't done every other time?
Try again.
How long?
We need their patience with more patience
Until they leave.
until they leave.
So, is that what you're saying there? Be patient. Is that what it is?
Be patient and be clear on what you stand for.
Well, how can you be clear when no one can understand each other?
You keep trying.
And
We try to understand.
maybe they do. Maybe they're just testing.
Yeah, but they ain't doing nothing. All the effort is on one side.
You do
None
not
on
know
theirs.
if to them a gift means you are a slave. You do not know what it means to them, the things you have been doing.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a problem.
It's the complete lack of anything. They're doing nothing. They're just standing there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They were doing nothing, and yet you were getting all riled up about it.
Yeah.
It's very much.
Yeah, well, they're in our territory. That's a declaration of war under normal circumstances. They didn't get permission. No permission. That's war. I know what he thinks because he's already told me. He wants to sink them all. They had their chance. They had their chance days ago to attempt to say something. They said nothing. They just sat there with their weapons at. That is aggressive. He doesn't like it. And as he put it, I'll throw me hammer and sink them all. And he would.
But I guess that is back to question that Elf asked. Who are you? Are you people who, after a little while, will attack?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly him. That's the problem you're facing. You keep on saying, no, we can get along. He doesn't care what you believe. He cares what is in front of him. And what's in front of him is, I'll be blunt, demon-worshipping, appeasing people. He don't like that. In fact, as he put it, I have been charged to bring that sort of thing to an end. I mean, that's not his words. He swore more. He were also a bit drunk.
But that is the...
I've talked him down about these fellas several times. It's the only reason he's given me the opportunity to come at him with something different, which is why I've got you here in the hope that you'll be able to say something.
Yeah, and we have given you other options, and you say, no, they won't work because he will attack.
Yeah, that is the response that you will get. So if your option is wait, then I'm telling you what your option is. The thing you're choosing really is, I want Sigmar to sink them.
Yes, I see.
Because that's what he's going to do.
I see this because he must defend his land.
Yeah. And it's a threat that's just sitting there and it makes him weaker every single day.
does.
He's getting angry.
Because what am I to think if these people that destroyed my people walk in and he sits there and does nothing? What does he do if they ask for me? We have a treaty. Does he give me to them?
Yeah, he don't like weakness. He just doesn't.
Well, I do not like weakness in the people that I have made a deal with either.
And he don't like it one bit. And I don't know what to say.
But you have to tell him that if he attacks them, then what he might wreak is what happened to us. Ulrich's hunting grounds in devastation as the fire from the sky rains down upon him.
Yeah. I'll admit that's not an outcome that I prefer.
What about?
Why are they here? I mean, it's so far. I mean, that's not what out of everything that we... there's no answer here. They've come halfway across the world.
But try, send the elf, and then if not, then you find...
Send the hammer.
Well,
If
Well, make them aware of who the enemy could be. We know they've got dragons. We know they've got gunpowder. It would be a big war. And his hammer is powerful. But we've just seen a small amount of their ships.
Don't think you understand what he did down in the south. You weren't there. I weren't there. But he has given him... Well, he has a certainty,
well,
a self-belief that is towering.
I will send Elf. And if they do not reply, then I say all of us in this empire stand up with Sigmar and his hammer and send them back to where they came from. You cannot allow them to think they can walk all over you.
That's what exactly they're doing.
You must be prepared for what is to come.
I think this approach will work. You give them one last opportunity to make nice, and then if they don't, Then you show a strength. They brought umpteen boats.
Yeah, he'll go for that. That's his form of diplomacy.
Yeah, but you start building.
Have we considered? It may sound silly, but after F, we'd also do a Monkey King.
Who's going to do that?
I don't know. Perhaps some of your people could send. Figure they know.
Well, you'd need to know, wouldn't you?
I do not know what your family is capable of.
Nothing. They're just normal people.
We're just
Sure.
little folk. Telling our stories.
I say you start building. You start reinforcing the dock where they are. You start amassing men and weapons.
Then you
Send elf
Before.
before. Yes.
And if it doesn't work and you start amassing weapons, then
It makes it
you
clear what you're going to do, doesn't it?
perhaps you could
If
give
they
me a
have big
contact in the
empire.
mid-mountains and I'll be away.
If they have big empire, there may be groups within the empire. The 50 ships is nothing. What if the dragons do not care for, and these are exiles who come here because they think they can?
Well, they could at least have tried to communicate. The lack of communication really gives the wrong impression, you
It
know?
does.
yeah.
And it's one that he ain't taken very well. All right. So, how many of you think that talk followed up by his preference of talk is the right option?
I think talk first.
Talk first.
Well, talk then.
Talk.
I think
Talk.
precipitous
then threaten.
violence is not the right course, but I can see
But
None of you
perhaps
will be dissuaded from
also try find people who can speak.
We've done that. None. I mean, it's the other side of the world. Who's going to be able to talk that language?
That's it. Apparently elves.
He doesn't.
No, not these elves.
Well, there ain't. No,
hoping you
I
do.
don't think you understand. There ain't any other elves. There's just, the one or two he came with, and that's it. It's not like we've got a whole bunch of them sitting in my back pocket or whatnot.
I mean, we could try and send word for them. That would take time. Do you think that would
No,
buy?
No, he wants a
We
solution
don't
today.
have that time.
No.
There's not wrong with the show of force.
I mean, it sounds to me
Well-
like the mind has already been made up, and that this was all a waste of time.
Now, my mind ain't been made up about nothing.
Sigma
No, but what you're telling us is that Sigmar's mind is made up.
Oh,
Oh, whatever you say,
uh,
he's going to follow violence.
He is going to do that.
Well, yes, but this was not a waste of time. What if you had known the language? He did not know anything. We tell him important things. We are not wasting time.
That has not changed the outcome. one
That
bit.
does not mean it was waste of time.
It has changed outcome
I don't know. I
somewhat.
find myself unable to eat these words.
I do not know what that means.
It seems to happen is not so clever.
Why are you so rude
I'm
and so
upset.
angry?
I am upset
But why?
that the future is being burned up before my eyes.
But what would you have them do? Would you have them
Wait.
wait for what? While the people around see that there is invading force, see him get weaker and weaker, and then it crumbles from the inside out.
Then
That is
his-
what they are doing.
His strength is no more true than the Monkey King's demeanor. True strength doesn't need the opinion of others to validate it.
Yes, it does. That is what empires are made of. They are made of people. And if the people do not believe in you, then you have no strength. Armies are made of many people, and the army must believe you.
If he has done what they say he did in Blackfire Pass, he should care not one jot what his people think.
You are mad. This man is mad.
He's unlike any other. So what are we saying? I want at least 3 of you to say the same thing before I'll go. Fair enough.
I will talk.
Send the Ogie.
If the talk doesn't work, I will leave.
What does that mean
I
for
think
everyone else?
we've agreed on a 3-pronged plan. We send the elf
Yeah.
diplomacy with a familiar face.
Yep.
If that don't work, then we start building fortifications and pointing out that what's they sitting there.
I mean, they're sitting behind our own fortifications already, aren't they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we build higher and we put more people on it so they know they're outnumbered. And then if they still don't talk, then
We've
you
got a
signal.
god, yeah, that he holds really close to his heart, called Ulrich, yeah. And whenever it comes to anything, he often says, you know, what would Ulrich do? And the big problem is Ulrich snaps all the time, all the time. He holds a great deal of stock in what the Teutogen people are brought to his empire. He thinks of them like his people, more his people than the bloody Umberrigans that he was the clan chief of. He's up there all the time. He loves them. And he loves Ulrich. He thinks Ulrich is the epitome of everything that it is to be a human. He is what I think Sigmar aspires to be. Defense? No. Never. Attack. Beat the orcs at the own game. You take them out. You go straight for them, plowing through them, showing them your strength. Now, when you got a magic hammer, that's a lot easier to do. But he has one. And it has given him this confidence that is dangerous and also diplomatically unwise. Really unwise. But that strength has brought allies that he would not have had if he hadn't just ploughed on, and he keeps on bringing it up again and again and again. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't done all those things. And that's what I'm arguing against, that certainty. You're giving me an option, at least with the plan as you've proposed it so far, and that is, hold off just one more moment. That's the plan. And the reason for that being, what we're dealing with might be significantly more connected and more powerful than our rampaging force of greenskins. He won't believe it.
But what if there is one thing you perhaps have not known before?
All right, what's that?
Would he be more patient with an elf?
Yeah, probably, maybe.
Right. Then what he does not know, because he sees that they are human, is that he does not know now that they may be, and not when they were using the gunpowder on my people, but now, since the storm dragon has returned, they may be led by something as long-lived as an elf. So what he counts in time that makes him impatient, for them, they have been here a heartbeat.
They're not going to know how old you are they? Yeah. They ain't going to know how old he is at all, are they? He could be 1,000 years old for all they know.
That is true.
Which means you might be a far more terrifying prospect than you are. I mean, but than you are.
And the patience of Sigmar with elves is more.
Yeah.
These people are...
That's a real threat. I mean, the reality ain't. But if they ain't communicating, imagery alone might be all it needs. Your Monkey King. Make them think a thing. Especially if it's something they already know. And they know elves.
And I think as well, it's worth putting it to him that the elves do trade with them. They're not just...
No, you say fuck all. That's what you say. You just be there being a majesty. Look at me. I'm standing side by side with them, I am. Yeah, that.
draws himself up to his full height.
Like this? Yeah. That, but maybe in cleaner clothes. You do that.
I shall stretch out my...
And then they're put in a position, aren't they? Either they are making an enemy of what you represent, not you, what you represent. Well, they're not. No, I like that. I mean... I like that.
Although, Derek, there is one more thing. If we are doing this and there is more time, right? That is a little bit more time. And the two tokens, yes, they were also sent away, and the Sigmar really likes them. Perhaps it is worth looking into this. They might have records.
No.
And God might...
No.
I don't know.
No.
I just think...
Oh, you know what records are like because you don't have any yourself. Yeah? I saw what you saw when you went into that Temple of Verena. You pretty much did this. And the idea you could write something down in words and keep it for later. Now you're talking about records like everyone has them.
Well, apparently you do.
No, they do. We do now. We have done now for about the last 10 years. We're writing everything down.
I'm just saying, if this clan that is
Sigmar's
all
decided
about...
there's 8 days in a week.
If this clan that
He's written it down.
is about all attack has gone away from their lands because of these people...
Right, yeah, all right. Do we think that sounds wise? Basically, I'm going to tell them to ambush him.
Yes.
That's it. It's an ambush. A classic Ulrican ambush. In that, you're setting it up. Do they fall for the trap? I mean, we're not telling the truth. And then hopefully, they'll open up and say something in a language you understand.
Yes.
And if they don't, then we'll build up war. And they think that the elves are on that side, so maybe they out back a bit. Because they are trading partners, which means that there must be something they want from them, and they won't want to upset them. They're still current trading partners. Yeah, this is sounding. I mean, it means that you don't need to say much as well. I mean, that's brilliant. All you need to do is look impressive, and you look pretty impressive. Yeah, all right. I mean, I never thought that you being ageless would be so damn useful, but it really is.
Glad to be of service.
Yeah, just imagine.
I'm angel's too, but I'm really short. I feel like I've been overlooked.
That must happen a lot.
All right.
Sure.
Who votes for this?
Elf's dying. Come on.
Right. Thank you very much. You have been of enormous help. I am going to see him. I'm going to see him. And with that, he leaves. On the outside,
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. I'm not hanging around for this war.
We'll be underground if anyone wants.
But the halfling, yep, staying.
ready for war.
Thus it goes on.
They better remember that we tried to help.
On the outside, crows caw
Oh, fuck off.
as he makes his way off. And one flaps away.
Oh.
And the last thing that Luitpold sees, and as is often the case in Luitpold's visions, they all speak in their language, yet he understands. He doesn't speak anything that anyone there was talking. To him, it came across like different accents. But in reality, different languages being repurposed and reused in different ways around a room as people attempted to try and figure it out amongst themselves, how to communicate. But for him, it was super clean and super easy. Which is why, when the crow lands on the large junk and forms up with arms and long feathers, and a big crow face, and struts over towards a great double door, pulls it open, and goes, "Ah, ah," as it comes in and speaks in a cawing cacophony, he can understand it. Clearly, as if they were speaking Reichdorf. Ah! He nevertheless hears crow calls. Your Imperial Highness, says the crow man. They plan a delegation. On the other side of this wide open chamber, a host of ministers
are sitting in a half circle around a throne where Her Imperial Majesty sits. Her lips red, her hair pulled back white, as she tilts her head back and says, "What kind?" They plan trickery. An elf will be presented. And it bows. Her face drops still. Trickery. And to the side, Your Imperial Highness, might I suggest we just cleanse the city? And to the other side, that would be unwise. Forces stir to the north, and they are coming through this alleyway. And to the other side, that matters little, Her Imperial Highness, says, and she raises a hand, stands up. I will meet the delegation. Front. And no one can understand what it's saying because it's speaking the language of spirits. But Luitpold can hear it clearly. Your mother will be displeased. And it flies off. Flap, 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 flap. She looks at it go. Her face stiffens as it flies out. And then a slight smile crosses her face. And she says, in a completely different language, not Cathayan, which is what they were speaking. You don't know what it is, but you can say that it's older. Come stop me, mother. And Luitpold's hand drifts off the scroll. All of that flashes through his mind. How much of it's real? He believes his visions. His visions are pretty certain. But if there's one thing that he learned from all of this, is that language isn't certain. It isn't. And translating from one language to another brings inaccuracy. And he heard everything in Reichdorf.
Or unbroken.
Reichdorf. All of it.
No, that
And
was making the political point for
yeah,
you there.
and quite a modern language 2,500 years in passing from what he refers to as ancient classical Umberrigan. Not even old Umberrigan, ancient classical Umberrigan. A language so impossible for him to understand that it's almost silly. Yet he understood it all. But did he? And his conclusion at the end of it isn't, oh, I've learned something new. It's, was that the Monkey King?